Hey guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Tim.
And this is the Board Game Rundown, and we are live from our basements because we cover games from top to bottom. Tim, how you feeling tonight?
Well, better now.
I know you love the surprise intros.
I kind of forgot that you did that last week. And then when you did it, I was like, okay, what's up, Jeff? Good to see you, man.
If it gets you, I'll keep doing it till it doesn't get you. So
listen, as long as people keep showing up, Nick's is here, Jeff's here. You know what's crazy is I say, hey, nice to see you guys. Like
people still show up.
Oh, well, also that, but it's like, yeah, it's been a week, but we chat with these guys so much on the Discord all the time that I just feel like, oh, we just got done talking to you over on Discord. Now we're going to be over here, like having a conversation.
Thanks, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz likes it.
I just call you Jazz now. It's been branded now, I guess.
Hopefully that's cool because we're just going to be giving people nicknames like Nags for Nagel, Nix for our Cincinnati guy over there with the Calvin and Hobbes reference. Or Nags. Is Nags better? I don't know.
Ooh, not sure about that one.
Bad nicknames for everybody.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Jazz says it's fine with her, so we're good to go.
There we go. Nice.
We're good to go.
So, Tim, last time I checked, it is Whiskey Wednesday, is it not?
Pew, pew, pew.
Are you still drinking Wild Turkey? The world wants to know.
Until it's gone, baby.
This man, brave soul. Next, you might get your wish. All right, so for my drink.
Oh, he's coming in at a slow angle.
And this is in my Gen Con root beer mug. I wish I would have got like the regular like steel mug so you could see Gen Con better, because the blue one you can't see it at all. But I'm still drinking on the Evan Williams apple mixed with ginger ale, which is one of my favorite mixtures, is apple whiskey and ginger ale. Big fan. Let me get a good sized gulp of this.
Hey, turkey on the rock. Just one big Sean Connery loving ice cube right
That's
here.
Nice. And right, I am always also drinking them on the rocks. However, it was time to mix up the Evan Williams because it was cheap, and I haven't had that ginger ale combo in a while, so I had to get that going.
I got some ginger ale upstairs. I might have to try that. Yes. I mean, at least, I don't know, maybe just throw it in the turkey and see what happens.
Well, it can't hurt turkey. That's for damn sure.
That thing is invulnerable. Nothing's going to hurt it.
That's true. So, Tim, do you want to tell the folks at home what our topic is tonight?
I do. Our top 10 games tonight. Our top 10 list is not fantastic, not dynamic. It is, I don't know, explosive-vatic. I got to ride with something. I lost it. I had a thing going, and I totally lost it. No.
Did you have a thing going?
I kind of, I tell myself that. No, seriously, guys, though, tonight we are doing top 10 guilty pleasures. That's not a shock. If you were in the Discord, you would know, because then a couple people started dropping their guilty pleasure games in there. But yeah, top 10 guilty pleasures. And Mike is he's threatening some violence tonight, I think.
I'm a little bit fired up tonight. I made a few kind of last minute judgment calls or shifts as to the direction that I was going to attack this list. So I decided to just come at this at a totally different angle. I've got a couple just curveballs coming at you. Looks like it's going to hit you right in the head. It's going to drop right through the strike zone. You're going to be, I can't believe I let that cross the plate. So,
well, yeah. So just so you know, my list is basically like games that I love that people in my group do not, or at least
some of those. Yes, several of those.
But I still play the hell out of these games anyways, because screw you guys.
Yes.
I like what I like. I'm gonna live my life, right? Right, Mike?
Some of those in there, you bet. So we have one of the same angles for sure.
Okay. Are we going to go right into our list right now, or do we want to do some news and some what we've been doing? Does anybody out there have an opinion while Mike mulls it over?
Well, I don't want to spoil my number 10.
Yeah, Ginger, you are 100%. Carcassonne would definitely be on your list.
Would.
And I know some people. And so here's the thing with this list, right? Ooh, is that you? Oh,
Yeah,
are you doing
bad.
a drum roll?
Okay. I was.
Here's the thing is like some people should be like, oh, that ain't a guilty pleasure. That's a good game. Well, sure. But you haven't been listening to people in your game group crap on this game for God knows how long.
Exactly.
So I won't spoil one that could be on Mike's list, but if you watch our top 10 overrated, there was one game that got dinged quite a bit. And it's not that it's a bad game. It's just that we all think it was overrated. And now it's sort of become a joke that that it's a, for some reason now everybody thinks we think it's a bad game, but we don't. I think we all like the game. We all are just like, it's fine.
I didn't put it in the list.
Nope. Okay, so I can say that one. So I'm referring to Wingspan then.
Yeah, I left Wingspan off the list.
Sure.
And because lots of people love that game. And I got some on here that lots of people love that our group doesn't like. Wingspan would have fit that definition for sure. But I thought it was a little too obvious, and it is so well loved. I didn't think it was the right fit for this.
All good, man. All good. Yeah, I got what's up, Andrew? But yeah. I think I've got some that I just like to play that are maybe out of fashion.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
But yeah, so what's the verdict? Are we going to go right into the list, or are we going to give out some of our good news and what we've been up to?
I don't want to talk about this weekend yet.
Okay. Well, let me do this real quick while we're real early in the show.
I'll just give you that.
How about this? Early, like right now, we have a giveaway for Nightmare Productions from Trick or Treat Studios. I still have my copy. The copy we are giving away is New and Shrink. It's Reiner Knizia game. It's a reprint from like the old Hollywood Blockbuster, I believe is what it was called.
Right.
Like back in the day. There's probably 7 different versions of this game. This is the newest version. When I reached out to Trick or Treat Studio, we met him at Gen Con. I actually am friends with the designer of Shadowgate, who got his game picked up by Trick or Treat Studios. So we kind of had an in there. I just reached out, and yeah, Jeff, an old fashioned with wild turkey. Oof. Oof. But no, I reached out to the people at Trick or Treat and was like, hey man, you guys have some games that I'd really love to like take a look at and talk about. And hey, Darren, what up, man? Welcome. Thanks for showing up. So they sent me by accident. They were supposed to send me Blood Orders and Shadowgate. And by accident, they sent me Shadowgate and Nightmare Productions. And I said, hey, I got this extra copy of Nightmare that you sent me. Do you want me to send it back? Because I'd really like to get Blood Orders. Because, accidents happen, and the guy was like, nah, just keep it. Do whatever you want with it. Sell it, trade it, whatever you want. And I'm like, okay, I got a free game. I don't always feel great about like selling a free game and like making money off of that. And I could have been nice and given it to one of my co-hosts, who like the game, who like Reiner Knizia games, like Mike. Well, Mike doesn't like Knizia games. He hates Knizia
games. Oh, yeah,
famously.
and I hate auction games.
Famously hates all of those things. So no, we're doing a giveaway video.
There's a Knizia game on this list.
So I perfect. So we're doing a giveaway. It's the same rules as every other giveaway that we've done so far, or at least recently. And that is just comment on the video. You can comment anything, but we're like, hey, what's your favorite horror movie? Not everybody loves horror movies, which is cool. Cause some people are like, well, I don't love horror movies, but I saw Silence of the Lambs and I like that, and that's more of like a thriller, who cares? I don't care. Just tell me your favorite movie, whatever you want to talk about. I'm just happy that people are showing up and commenting. So all you got to do is comment.
All you got to do is comment. We will announce the winner live on one of these streams. The last time we did it on a Monday night, So to stay consistent, we'll probably do it on a Monday night again.
Yep, we sure will. I was getting ready to say that before I started buffering. Yeah, we're going to do it on a Monday. We'll do the live thing. I'll hold it up to the thing, and Mike can laugh at me while I hold my iPad up.
It was legible last time. I mean, we could totally read who the winner was last time, which was Matt Stockton. Congratulations to him again, by the way. That was the winner of Flamecraft. So yeah, we want to give away Nightmare Productions. It is a fun Knizia auction game, been rethemed and reprinted. Fun little game.
So I got two other things then, real quick. I just got a message from the Flamecraft winner on the redraw. He said game has arrived. It's beautiful. He's super happy. Now here's the awesome news. I walk into the game store on Sunday where we film at to get ready to do the show. And the owner of the store, our angel investor, if you will, he said, "Hey, whatever happened with that Flamecraft thing? Did the other guy ever reach out to you? The guy that didn't, respond?" And I go, "Yeah, he was really cool about it. He was out of the country. He said he missed it. He missed our thing, but he thought, to his credit, he was a really good sport." And he goes, "Hey, I appreciate the way you guys did it. Like, I'm not, no hard feelings or anything like that." Well, then I was told that we had an extra copy of Flamecraft. So I reached back out to him. He contacted me, and it went out in the mail today. So he is getting a copy of Flamecraft after all. He didn't even miss out, which is super cool. And
awesome.
Just great news to be able to give, and say, "Hey, sorry this happened." Now, spoiler alert, I do not have that ability to do with Nightmare Productions. I got one copy. That's it.
And you're not going to give up your personal copy?
No, hell no.
Blasphemy.
Hell no. Yeah, I know. I bought that I begged them to sell that to me at Gen Con because that was their last one. And they didn't, they were like, "Well, I don't know." And I'm like, "Please, I promise I'll review it for the show." But anyways, I just thought that was an amazing act of generosity.
Sure.
And just very grateful to be able to give out that news that we had the ability to do that. And I wish I could take credit for it, but it was not me. It was the person who helps fund our show, and gives us the space to film at and everything like that. So a cheers to him.
Cheers to Mark.
Yeah. Fantasy Games, man.
That was right on
if you're ever there, he's a good dude.
For sure.
All right. That was my news. I was really excited.
Yeah, no, I think that was perfectly acceptable news to front our show with. But yeah, without further ado, Tim, let's jump into our guilty pleasure games. We're going to start with Numero 10.
All right. Are you ready for my number 10?
Are you ready for my number 10?
All right. Yeah, I may be. I don't know. So I don't care what anybody says. My number 10 is an evergreen game that I love and will always play and happily play.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
My number 10 is Viticulture, because people in our group like bag on Viticulture. I see it like, Viticulture sucks. Vinos is better. Blah, blah, blah. Viticulture is old. Listen, man, Viticulture is still really good. Whether you play the Essentials Edition or not, I don't care. Somebody wants to play Viticulture, I will sit down and play Viticulture. Viticulture is my number 10 guilty pleasure. You right over there, Darth?
Meh.
You sound like
meh.
See, I would be really excited that Jonathan's got my back on this one, but he also does love Carcassonne. No, I'm just kidding. Carcassone's really good. I like Carcassonne quite a bit. Hey, Jeff's got my back. There we go.
Not a big Viticulture fan.
Yeah, I didn't think you were, which is why I put it on here, just to poke you a little.
You set the table, sir. I'll go ahead and sit at it.
You set the table with all your messages earlier today.
Yeah,
you certainly did. Oh, you better bring it. I'm throwing fireballs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was very
He's already
aggressive.
got the defense teams coordinated, I see. Working the politics on commanders from other galaxies.
Hey, what are we got? What? What are you?
Oh, I'm getting ready for my number 10.
It's a good game if it's the one I think it is.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
He
maybe
thinks
it's
he knows.
not.
Did I spoil it? You'd be the only person of like 3 that would know what this game is.
Okay, maybe I don't know what it is.
Well, so this weekend, Tim, I had like 16 people over.
Oh, you're welcome.
We had 4 tables going.
Yep.
It was Tim Averly's family reunion. It was 8 of the members were his family. However, we also had a designer in town. That designer showed us his game.
Yep.
And I got to play it twice.
Yep.
And I feel really, really guilty that we got first dibs at content for a game before anybody else. I just feel so guilty that I have already gotten to play Forges of Ravenshire by our buddy Sam Stockton. And I feel guilty because, dude, this game is fun. Like, this is a solid game.
It's legit good.
This does some things I haven't seen dice placement games do. And this is coming to Kickstarter April 18th. Me and Bob are doing a rules video. We're also doing a preview video. They already shot a top 10 games that need expansions with Sam that's coming out tomorrow. Yes, plugging our content. Whatever. Don't care. Forges of Ravenshire's, my friends, is a very good game. This is a dice placement game. And you got to place dice. Then you resolve them. Then you take dice from a different spot. Then you resolve them. Then you place them on your player board, and the color determines one of the 3 guilds you can run. Running a guild gives you benefits. You start with 1, but you can add more, and then you can have 4 benefits when you pull dice back to your player board. But then there's a production phase, and those same dice get used a 3rd time to produce stuff again. I've never seen all that stuff in a dice placement game.
It is a engine builder that just fires right out of the gate. I mean,
there's no delaying. You're up and running pretty quick.
From turn 1, you have a ton of resources.
Yeah. It feels good. You're just generating resources and just, making sure you got the right number of them. And I've even said, many times recently, I've cooled on some worker placement games. Turning in resources has come a little stale. Then I played Forges of Ravenshire. I'm like, this is a twist on that resource conversion thing that I have not seen before.
Right.
This is a twist I have not seen before. So, yeah, I feel guilty that we're the first ones that got to, play this game. It's April 18th. Jeff?
They have a Kickstarter preview page now that you can go to and get notified on launch. But yeah, this is BA Games, so that's Brothers Awesome Games. It's Sam and his brothers, but Sam's like the main driving force. We're gonna put all the pressure on him. But they did Cult of the Deep, which we really liked, and I don't know how we have gotten as lucky as we are. Like, we got our hands on the first copy in the United States. We're the first content creators that got a copy of it.
And we know that because Sam was here this weekend. And as many know, he was filming a live video with Quackalope yesterday of Andromeda's Edge. So he went through Indiana before he made his way over to Cleveland to meet him and Alex Radcliffe. So super awesome. We can say that. That's really cool. But also, I feel terrible I'm playing this really awesome game before you guys are.
We beat Quack to it. Yeah, Jeff. They are the Rubdown crew. That is correct. It made for the most memorable Origins ever. And yeah, Ginger, I can see what you're saying there. Andrea Reddick, I believe, does the art for Forges, and It's really good. It's really solid. The colors are great. Iconography is great. Everything about this game. Andrew, I wish. I mean, maybe one day. We've got some Quack adjacent stuff going on.
West,
But,
we've gotten Mingo.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll be able to do more stuff with Mingo too. He is local, and when he has the time, he has no problems doing it.
No, super nice guy too.
Yes.
Very generous with his time and with his connections. And yeah, Jazz, I think you're right. I don't think Mike feels bad or guilty about this at all, which makes your list invalid already.
You're right. I'm just making sure. Yes, I'm plugging our friend's game, but I'm doing it because it's good. Like, I wanted to play it a second time. I wasn't forced. I was asking him. We asked him, Sam, you haven't gotten to play a game in like hours. Do you want to just play a 5-player game, or do you want to watch us play a 4-player game because we want to play your game again? He's like, no, please play my game again. And I gladly took him up on that. It was great. So anyway, there you go. Fortune's the Ravenshire, folks.
Man, we've been really lucky.
It's good.
That's awesome.
It's good. Okay. Oh, there you go. My shameless plugging. But I feel like it was really worth it. That's why I'm doing it. So there you go. Totally from the heart, and honest feelings towards this game. Number 9.
All right. My number 9. You got to play first edition. You cannot play second edition at number 9 because second edition totally ruins it. This game is group dependent. Without the right group, this game will fall flat. It's not going to be any good. But with the right group and with first edition, because the art is superior, Sheriff of Nottingham is my number 9 on the guilty pleasure list. Because I think like the hardcore gamers are going to like turn their nose up at this, right? But like, because it's not the most complex game.
It is not. It definitely does not get the love that it used to get. I remember when Sheriff of Nottingham got a lot of love. It seems like it's been at least 5 years since it's gotten any kind of love. And the reprint didn't help because a lot of people think that it didn't look as good as the original.
No, a lot of people are correct when they say that it didn't. It not only did it not look as good, it is flat out ugly. And I have no interest in
I don't think it's terrible, but I see why people don't like it.
It's so bland. It's so bland and terrible. Ugh. But no, first edition with I can play this game with my family. I could play this game with like Dan and Mike and Bob, and we would have a great time. No, Andrew, Champions of Midgard, there's no way in hell that is on my guilty pleasure list.
This is the team that does not like Champions of Midgard, my friend.
Get out of here. Get out. Not you, just Champions. You stay. Champions of Midgard out. But no, Sheriff of Nottingham is so good. It's so much fun, but it is all bluffing and it is all just BSing. And, it's just hamming it up and having a good time. You can't take yourself too seriously.
No, and you get a much better experience out of the game if you have a group that's willing to ham it up and have fun with it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good pick. I have a similar reasoning for my number 9. I mean, this game's ranked 195. There are a lot of people that like this game, but I swear it's one of those games that like some hardcore gamers just really are outspoken about how much they dislike this game because of how simple it is. And I don't care because it's one of my most played games of all time, and that's Splendor.
Oh, yeah, I like Splendor.
I really enjoy Splendor, and I know it's simple, but there's just a puzzle that's different every time you play it because of the random card draw. And the randomness, I think, works really well for how short the game is. I like the decisions. I've played this game 50 times. I've played that app, which I guess doesn't even work anymore, hundreds of times.
Same.
Splendor is a huge guilty pleasure for me. I probably would have put it up higher, but it's ranked pretty high. It's a very popular game. It's in all the big box stores, but there's a section of people that just don't like Splendor at all because it's too simple. And that's like the only reason they don't like it. I
No,
don't know.
Splendor's really good. All those people can go to hell. Splendor's really good. I like that game quite a bit. I think it's fun. You know, if it's not your bag, it's not your bag. But like, I enjoy it quite a bit. I really do. I don't get all the Splendor hate either. There's probably a game that I think is going to be on your list that I do not like. But I think a lot of people, I think I'm in the minority when it will come to when we get to that game. If I don't hear it, I will mention it.
I
later.
also would like to say, if you haven't, check out our Splendor Duel review. It's just me and Bob, a quick little hitter. And that game is great. It improves on the original in every way. I put Splendor in my top 50. It's getting replaced by Duel next year, like no question. Duel
Nice.
is absolutely better in almost every way. Like not even close. So
I'll have to play it. I haven't played it yet. I'll have to play it.
if you like Splendor, dude, yeah, you will love Splendor Duel. There's no question. I firmly recommend it to any Splendor enjoyer.
Wonderful.
All right, number 8. The Ocho.
The Ocho. Okay, so my number 8 is it's a game. Okay, look, I'm a dad. I got kids. I got a daughter that is like 11. So she, for the last like 3 or 4 years, has played varying levels of games with me. And this was one of the first ones I could get her to play where she would actually like play and I didn't have to adjust the rules, you know, for a younger kid. And I know that there is a timer on this where I'm cool to her and that she wants to be around me, right? I know that, you know, the teenage years are coming up and the expiration date is there, right?
She's going to pretend to not like all the cool stuff you showed her as a kid.
Right. And then, you know, when she gets like into her 20s again, then she'll start liking me again. But I'm gonna have this dead period. And what I'm gonna do during this dead period is hold on to this game and cry myself to sleep at night because my daughter doesn't, you know, say she loves me anymore. But that's King of Tokyo. I love King of Tokyo.
Nice.
It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's
the like the dark edition is amazing. Like the artwork and everything. It's really cool, but it's King of Tokyo. I mean, you kind of have to like King of Tokyo or be down for it. But no, this game is like a sentimental spot in my heart just because of that whole thing with like playing with my wife and my daughter at a very young age and like having her like get into it and be all excited about it, you know? And so sure, maybe I stay in Tokyo too long, you know, just to kind of push it and see if she can kill me. You know, like, and oh no, I lost, but she gets such a good experience out of it. And now I can actually kind of play competitively, you know, and she's like really actually thinking about the decisions she's making. And it's just very rewarding for me. And plus though, if we were at a con or something, somebody's like, hey, you want to play King of Tokyo? I'll be like, yeah, let's go. I'll play. You got power up expansion. Let's do it. Right. Like, you know, you got that dark edition, 100% I'm down. You know, dude, and King of New York's good tue. I've played King of Tokyo more because I've had it longer. And it's a little simpler, right? So I've played it more with my daughter and stuff. But I mean, either one, that'd be great.
I don't think anybody is really going to shame you for picking King of Tokyo or King of New York. Because it seems like gamers of all kinds, King of Tokyo was one of those games, man, that was just universally, I really don't know anyone that's hated on that game. I think it's a great game. Most people do. I just don't know anybody that's going to shame you for enjoying it.
Well, you know, I guess I was thinking about like, you know, you get on Facebook, right? And you just got all the haterade all the time. You know, somebody's like, oh, I really like this game. And it's like, well, why don't you play a good one next time?
Well,
you know, and I haven't seen that specifically applied to King of Tokyo, but games that are more than 5 years old, you know, games
that are light.
Games that are pretty light, you know, and play easy or fast, even though there is strategy to it, you know, it's just Yahtzee, you know, with good art. Like, well, fine. I'll play Yahtzee with good art. Let's go. Let's play King of Tokyo. But you're right, though. I mean, a lot of people do love it, but
that's okay. I you know, it was Haters gonna hate. That's right. Haters are gonna take a big old sip of haterade.
Yeah, they are. They are. And Ginger, no, I don't believe. Well, I've got no Monopoly games on my list, even though I could have put Monopoly Gamer, the Marvel or the Mario version. I enjoy.
It's all right. It was. I sacrificed the cars for my heat box. So
no, that's the different one. That's
I'm thinking
Kart.
of Mario Kart. Yeah.
Yep. No, Monopoly Gamer is different enough. It's fine.
Okay. So I'm going with a game that was published in 1988. This was, besides Scrabble, do you remember a game called Upwards?
Oh, yeah.
Where you could stack.
Yep.
It was Scrabble where you could stack. Besides that, this was my word game as a kid. I still enjoy this game now, and that is Scattergories.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of my word games from back in the day, man, and I still enjoy Scattergories a lot. I really do. Like, I don't own it. I need to get myself a copy eventually. I'll find it cheap enough.
Go to Goodwill and pick one up. You'll be able to get one.
I've looked at several, and none of them were in good condition. I'll find a good condition Goodwill copy eventually. But yeah, I still love Scattergories. So
listen,
yeah,
Ginger being the game snob that I'm talking about here.
Well, 1988 was before games were that good.
Jazz got your back.
But yeah, I always like trying to get like 2 or 3 points on the same topic. Yeah, Scattergories is a good game, and maybe that's why I'm so fond of alliteration, Tim. Oh, it's those Scattergories,
hey, Whiskey Wednesday, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, we I like it. I like it. That's a good pick.
If I included all the times I played it as a kid, my plays are probably in the 50s of that game, but I don't, and I've still played it like probably 15, 20 times as an adult. So, what can I say? Like my word games. That was one of the OGs for me.
I love word games. You used to play like Balderdash and stuff all the time. All kinds of good stuff.
All right. Number 7.
Okay, so my number 7 is a thing I learned about Sam. I kind of knew this before when he first taught me Forges at Ravenshire, or Forges of Ravenshire at Origins. But Sam likes games that have combos, right? And you trigger off all these combos, and combos are boom, boom, boom. They're just popping and popping and popping. So my number 7 is a game that's filled with combos, and I think it's a cute little game and have quite a bit of fun with it. And that's Gizmos.
Nice.
I like Gizmos.
I like that one a lot too.
I know some people don't like it, but I just love whether, you get to pull the marble out of the hopper, or whether you're getting it, and then you're out of the little slide, and then you're doing all the different things. You're firing off your engines. I just think that's a great game. I have a good time with it. I love just finding really weird ways to make the combos work, and yeah, it's just a good time.
It is. Gizmos is a good game. It really is. That's another one I don't know if you're going to get like any hate on. I'm not sure who's hating on that game, Tim.
I think Dan is.
It's not me.
I think Dan is, but Dan doesn't like fun, so I guess that's fair.
Nice. Hey, Bob's giving us the old sound balance compliment. That's great.
Oh, well, I did move my mic up closer to me. And
mine is still 1.5 feet away from my loud ass mouth. So there we go. That's how we even each other out. No, that's a good pick. I love Gizmos. You and I played it at the JuliaCon we both got to go to. I requested it.
Did.
I think it's a great game, dude.
Yeah, right.
Big fan. I wish I would have got it a while ago. I think it's out of print.
It might be. It might be.
Speaking of number 7, speaking of combos.
Bob's killing me. It's just
his comments come to you before they do me.
No, it's not on the YouTube. He's texting me.
I see.
Yeah, he's
Am I getting those? I don't
You
think
probably
so.
are.
No.
It's in the
Oop,
show
maybe.
chat. It's in the
Oh,
show
great.
chat.
All
You'll see
right.
later.
So,
You'll see
yeah,
later.
I can't check that. I think you lose me if I check those, at least video wise, you do. Okay. Speaking of combos, I love me some combos, especially pizzeria and pretzel. The combos, the game that introduced me to a designer that I could not get enough of last year. And I know there's people out there that like this game because it is ranked in the 400s, but nobody loves Cubitos as much as I do. And
That
I
is
know
true.
it's not for everybody. I know that. Some people don't like the racing. Some people don't like the fiddliness of how you have to move your dice from the active and discard zone. Tim, I need you to play Cubitos, and I hope Bob bought it after I taught it to him.
I
But
almost asked you to play this on Saturday when we were all together, but you disappeared for a while. And then like after we played Forges, but before we played Ready Set Bet, I think, or Comic Hunters, before I taught everybody Comic Hunters that I taught. So
you're right. I could have put Cubitos higher. I feel like it should be ranked higher as far as racing games. I think it pulls that mechanic off well. And the combos between the dice, oh my gosh, when you're rolling like 13 dice and you're able to activate 9 of them, and each one is roll another die or grab more dice from your pool and roll them and activate this one and move 4 spots. Oh, dude. Cubitos just does it for me. And I know it may not for everybody. It is just one of those games. It's like, this is a game made for Mike.
It sounds like a game made for me, to be honest. I mean, I really like Quarriors, and I know Dan compares it to Quarriors a lot.
Every time I mention it.
Every single time. And the thing is if there's a game that I already like and you're going to give me that with more stuff, most of the time, maybe not every time, but most of the time, I'm really going to like it. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty interested.
Also, by the way, if you were to have included me on the games that need more content list, this would have been my number 1. Cubitos, there's lots of combinations inside of that box, but give me more. Give me more combinations of all those cards. Give me more. The cover art, yeah. Seriously.
Brett, yeah, I don't know what's up with the SpongeBob on the front of the Cubitos box, but yeah, it throws me off.
It's all kinds of cube art. It is weird. It's a weird theme. It's weird art. It's just fun. It's combos and racing. And yeah, I just love those 2 things. And I think it mitigates luck well. I think it has a great catch-up mechanic. I can't help it. My love is unfound. It may be, but that's why it's on this damn list.
Hey, that's the point of the list.
Alpine SpongeBob. It is actually, you are correct, because he is called Leader Cheesin in the game. He has one of the yellow dice. And yeah, Leader Cheesin. So that is cheese in Lederhosen. You nailed it. Number 6.
Yeah.
I feel like they just need to re-theme Cubitos and then relaunch it with a few expansions. I'm glad I started talking immediately because Tim's already buffering. What perfect timing. That game. Re-theme it and toss some more card actions in there. Oh my gosh.
They don't need to re-theme it. They could keep it the same. All right.
It's a top 10 for me. It's ridiculous love.
So my number 6, I'm going to put this at 6 because it could have been my number 1, but I wanted it at 6 because there's other things I want to highlight. This is a game that I love, and I used to talk about it a lot more than I do now. Company's not the most popular company in the world because they've had some problems lately. Not like, oh no, they're in like trouble problems, but like they're doing bad things, but they've just had some troubles lately, and they've always kind of been on the fringes of like, well, I mean, you're like, oh, who made that game? And you go Peterson Games, and they're like, oh, well. And My number 6 is Cthulhu Wars. It isn't my guilty pleasure. It is one of my all-time favorite games. It is my favorite asymmetric player power territory control game. I love the game. I know people are like, "Oh, well, it's kind of like Chaos in the Old World." No, I mean, there's some things that are the same, but they're not. It's like any territory control game is going to have some things in common with other territory control games, especially if there's asymmetric player powers. You know, so, anyways, I think it's great. I think Peterson Games they make great games, but I don't think that they are great business people. Does that make sense? Um,
Yeah.
I mean, Sandy Peterson is a really talented and well-established game designer. But I almost think that maybe he's like George Lucas, where George Lucas is always better when he's paired with like Spielberg, and he's got somebody kind of reining him in a little. He's better when he's got some restrictions, some limitations, because when you let George Lucas just do whatever the hell he wants, it's like, well, I see the good stuff in here, but it hasn't been like filtered down, and streamlined and tightened up and tweaked. So, and then Peterson Games has just had a really, really, really hard time filling their Kickstarters. I mean, at all. They are notoriously very long and they are very well intentioned, but they just have yet to really seem prepared, you know what I mean, for like actually what it takes to get the game out. So there's been multiple times with other games of theirs where they're like, oh no, the tooling is all done before we even go to launch. And if you look now at like one of their recent updates, one of those games is still in the tooling phase. So is it all of the Kickstarter unlocks, like the stretch goals, that they're now having to tool? I don't know. See, Jeff, yeah, like I'm still waiting on my Cthulhu and then or Cataclysm, and then I forget what the other one is because they did two at the same time. Maybe Onslaught 3. I don't even remember now, but it has now been at least 4 years, I think, for this last one. And supposedly it's in the pick and pack and its shipping phase. But I mean, we'll see. They laid off everybody, last year, except for it's like basically Sandy and his son Arthur, and that's kind of it. So, and yeah, Ginger, the Chinese New Year's for them, it is perpetually delayed by Chinese New Year. And yeah, Jeff, it is 2019 is when that Cataclysm thing went live and funded. Wow. And I believe it was like April of 2019, somewhere in there. And
wow.
So, it's really tough. It's really tough because now you almost have to like look around before you profess your love for a game like that, because the company has gained the notoriety for just being very slow to fill. And again, I don't think they're bad people. I don't think they're robbing anybody. I don't think there's anything nefarious going on. I just don't think they are always making great decisions, or making responsible decisions for a company of their size. I think their eyes are bigger than their plate. They're biting off more than they can chew. Pick whatever, euphemism you want for it. But anyways, Cthulhu Wars is still, man, it is a great freaking game, and I absolutely love it. And that's my number 7. No, 6.
Yeah, that's that is a good pick. I definitely, yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head with why that's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. It's just like, they've got a bad rep now, and it's really tough. It's really tough to overcome that. And, and I've met them. I've worked for them at conventions, and I genuinely really like them. They were very kind to me. Now, I never worked for them in like a paying capacity, so I didn't get laid off by them or anything, because I know the people that, some of the people that got laid off felt a little misled, and the timing of it was not always great with the way that they handled it. And I am friends with one of the people that got laid off, and they were not happy with how that whole thing went down at all, and did not have very many nice things to say. But what are you going to do? You know, I mean, they were left in a lurch. They were left in a really bad position by a game company, you know, that they worked for several years. And, you know, you think your job's one thing and then it turns into something else, you know, and it's tough. It's really tough.
That's a good pick. All right. So my number 6, you know, I thought I was cooling on this game a little bit. You and I talked it up so much when it came out, and then I didn't get to play it for a little while. Then we played it again this weekend, and I was reminded how much I love Ready, Set, Bet. That's right. Love me some John D. Clare games. I'm going back to back on these. I loved Cubitos so much that I just couldn't wait for Ready, Set, Bet to come out. And I get it. I get it. There's not a ton of strategy to this game. Like, you're literally just betting on probabilities of 2 6-sided dice. I get it. Don't care. It's so fun. We had a group of 8 people streaming it to a 65-inch TV. We got the 6 and the 9 horse sitting at the finish line for like 7 or 8 rolls in a row. We're just waiting on one of those 2 horses to finish this race. Then finally one of them does, and half the table's celebrating. It is just so fun. It is so fun. There's a portion, I don't want to say our group, some people don't like it more than others in our group. It's, you know who. But there's still more people that just think it's just too much luck. There's not a ton of strategy, not a lot of game there. Yeah, so it's fun.
Dude,
and
Ready, Set, Bet is
have
so
a blast.
Damn good. It is
I have
so good.
So just celebrating playing games. I don't care that I'm rooting on a freaking digital horse.
Here's the thing, Mike. Here's what makes this an even better experience for me. This particular game, right, is anytime. So there's somebody like Sam Stockton sitting in your basement, you know, we're playing games. I had the pleasure of basically showing him 2 games that he may very well go out and buy, because I taught him Comic Hunters and he was like, this is really good. This is great. He was having a great time. And you know, when you got a game that you love and you show it to somebody else, especially somebody that's like a game designer you respect, you kind of want to impress, right? And they're like digging it. You're like, oh yeah, sweet spot. And then it's like, and then, you know, you and I are kind of like, okay, well, I got time for one more game. And here's the thing is, my wife was ready to go. And I'm like, do we have time to play Ready, Set, Bet, or do we need to leave? And she's like, I'd play Ready, Set, Bet. So, you know, she was like tired and still wanted to play. Nice. And still was into it, right? I mean, everybody that was playing was yelling at the TV. Yes. You know, we're all going nuts. Sam had never played it. He's throwing chips on the board like a madman. I mean, we just had the best time. And I just love the experience of introducing games like that are a real experience to other people, and to see them like light up the way you light up when you love a game, right? I mean, that's a great pick.
Oh yeah.
Let's just keep talking about Ready, Set, Bet. Let's go.
Yeah, man. There's only so many games I've played that just get me to like celebrate and jump out of my seat, and that one just does it. It just does it, man. I just the tension of trying to get that one betting horse when it's sitting at the finish line. You're just waiting on someone to cross. It's the horse you bet on to win.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous fun.
It is the best.
All right, top 5.
Okay, you guys knew this game was going to be on my list. I'm just going to get it out of the way right now. This game, Mike, there's not enough fishing games out there. You're like, you got a thing that you're into, you like fishing. I mean, I'm not a fisherman. I'm not into fishing. But you like fishing. There's not enough fishing games out there, you know, but there is one fishing game out there, one game that is so into the theme It comes in a neoprene fish, and that is happy salmon, baby. I was trying to like go as far around it as I could before getting back into it. This is like a minute and a half of chaos
Hop,
and insanity.
I'm writing it down. We've been yes. In fact, that was the one we talked about doing this week and forgot what it was. Gosh. You were like, Tim, wasn't there a comment that we liked in the I wrote it down. I just wrote it down. We have a master list now. So we're not going to forget as many of our topic suggestions, hopefully. Thank you for reminding me, Hop. I'm sorry, Tim, but you knew I had to jump on that.
No, yeah, you absolutely have to. And Hop, just so you know, it won't be next week because we've got a guest next week and we let the guest pick a top 10 and it wasn't top 10 game boards, unfortunately. But I think in 2 weeks, we might have to do that one because I was really excited so excited. I forgot all what the list was. But you'll have to forgive me though, because like work has been crazy. We've got so much stuff going on with the show that like my brain has been all over the place, but in a good way. We've got like great things going on with the show, like just more and more opportunities and content and stuff like that. So anyways, Happy Salmon. It's a stupid game that you can get at a Target or a big box store if you can still get it anymore. And you are literally just everybody's got.
Are you gatekeeping Happy Salmon because you have a copy?
Hell yeah. Yeah, you know, if you were smart enough to buy one when it was everywhere.
All $7 of it.
Yeah. Hey, best $7 I ever spent. I probably played that game 50 times. I probably have. Because you could play it, 4 times in a go, real fast.
I just played it 6 times since you started talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing though is like I used to go before we started doing the show and before I was going to like Gen Con, like on the regular. I see what you're doing there with Forges. Before I was going to Gen Con on the regular, I was going to the Comic-Con in Chicago, Wizard World, every year in August. And the people I would go to Wizard World with are like beer and pretzels gamers. So we're playing Rhino Hero, we're playing Happy Salmon, and we're playing those games in the lobby of the hotel where the convention takes place, just drinking. We're playing it at 3 a.m. Random strangers are walking by. They're like, what are you guys doing? We're like, come on, man, and play, and so everybody's just going nuts and it's just chaos for a couple of minutes. And it's stupid fun. I don't care. It's my guilty pleasure. It's my list, Mike. It's my list and it's on it. And I wear it proudly because I'm a pro gamer. Happy Salmon, baby.
Apparently, we think very similarly in certain aspects because this was also a very obvious pick for me. If you know anything about the guilty pleasure games that I like to play, I'm actually not even sure I have a group for this game anymore. It's going to slip out of my top 50 next year because I'm going to go probably the first time in my whole gaming existence as a hobby gamer. I'm probably going to go a whole year unless I find somebody that will play one night Ultimate Werewolf with me in 2023. I still love this game. I don't know what it is. I like good rowdy fun too. I like making up bluffs on the fly, just saying random stuff to get people to think I'm the seer. Yeah.
Trevor was trying to guess your game. That's not
the guilty pleasure is going to be burning it. I need to live stream that.
It's not games we would save from a fire. It's games we would throw into a fire.
You'd rather play Oregon Trail. You wouldn't. No. Tell me you played
Trevor.
both of those games and you mean that.
Trevor.
Doopy, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't.
Did you call him Doopy?
Doopy. He's on our live. He's in our Discord.
Is that his name in the Discord?
Yes, okay. I remember these things. That's why I try to tie them together. You see, I'm on it. Ooh, wow. It's smallmouth bass, sir. Get yourself just a canoe and paddle down river. Find yourself a little eddy and catching smallmouth bass. For their size, they just put up a really fun fight. Yeah.
And enough about Mike's dating life. Back to
I put him back. Catch and release.
Yeah.
Yep, Smallies for sure. Spent many, many years in a houseboat on Dale Hollow. Still has the United States record for smallmouth bass. Okay.
There you go.
All right. That was my number 5, One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Yeah, no surprise whatsoever. I love that
when
game.
When you were building up to it, and I was starting to feel so bad for you, like Mike's not going to get to play this game like in a year, and it's like maybe I should just be like, Mike, let's just play this game. But then you said it, and I'm like, I'm glad I kept my damn mouth shut because I never keep my mouth shut. I'm really glad I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But I'm good pick. Good for you, man.
Nobody's going to back me up, but I still love it, and I'll play it with anybody that takes me up on it.
This is your guilty pleasure list, not theirs. Yours.
That's true.
That's it.
All right. Number 4, fellas.
All right, so be ready for Bob to quit this.
Thank you, Hop. There's a lot of people that just think it's just random yelling out rolls, and there's no structure or game there. But don't care.
There you go, Bobby.
Thanks, Bob.
Here we go. Nick's coming in hot with the Oregon Trail.
I want to live stream me burning it. I think my goal this summer is to get a bonfire pit in my backyard. Once I have it ready, we'll live stream me burning Oregon Trail in it. That'll be my motivation.
Yeah, and Trevor, this is also like Mike's dating life. It's best quality as it's over in 5 minutes.
Wow, coming in hot. Woo!
That was uncalled for. I apologize.
Wow,
it was too good of a joke to pass up.
That was below the table, sir.
It was too good of a joke to pass up.
Below
I apologize.
The table.
But okay. My number 4. Bob, get ready to mute me. Bob's going to be done after this one because I don't care. I still like playing this game. I still like playing Settlers of Catan.
Me too.
I still like Catan. I don't care. There are better versions, 100%. But I've got the app on my iPad. Sometimes I'll just sit and play Catan for a little bit. Like, I don't care. It's fun. It's fun. I don't want to play with like people that are going to make the game take 3 hours. But if I can play a game of Settlers in like an hour and a half, I'm fine.
Yes.
Good time. Good time. Here we go. Bobby with the. But I
still enjoy Catan too, Tim. I do.
See, so now I really am a dog for hitting you below the belt with that one because now you got my back on Catan. So, but yeah, Ginger's with me. We got Hop with me. Here we go. Catan's good.
You're gonna get some back. It's my favorite evergreen. Like, no question. I'm very outspoken about not being a Ticket to Ride fan or a Carcassonne fan. It's Catan all day for me. Yeah, I've been wondering about that, Trevor, because I like the negotiation as well. So I'm curious how the app deals with that.
Well, you can basically just submit an offer and then it just refuses it or accepts it. And that's it. It's very cut and dry. It can't be, with people, you can negotiate a little bit more. You can really try to like spin your tail, but with the app, it is binary. It is yep or nope, so. Okay, so Ginger, I do like Carcassonne and I do like Ticket to Ride. I'm not saying they're not on my list, but I do like both of those games.
I don't know what to say. Carcassonne was kind of boring for me, and so was Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is draw some cards, 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 play some cards, draw some cards, draw some cards, draw some cards, play some trains, draw some cards, draw some cards, draw some cards.
Oh, I see, Ginger. I see. Yeah, Mike hates the other two. Whatever.
I do.
He likes what he likes.
Yeah.
I got your back, man.
I played those games. I played all of those late into the hobby too. It's not like my gateway was Lords of Waterdeep. I played Catan, Ticket to Ride, and I played Carcassonne in probably like 2016, and I got in the hobby at like 2013. I played Catan and Ticket to Ride in probably like 2019, believe it or not. I was like, I'm not buying these games. Somebody else showed them to me eventually. So they were late. So, hey, what can I say? That was the one that stuck for me was Catan. Anywho, draw some cards, draw some cards, draw some cards, draw some cards. My
Come
number
on.
4. All
There
right.
we go.
Yep. My number 4. I decided to throw this on the list because Jason from the Board Game Mechanics, recent guest on the show, told me that he did not like this game and that he sold sold his copy. And I happen to like this game quite a bit, and that is Stefan Feld's Rialto.
Oh, okay. I haven't played it.
This game is ranked 1252, and I enjoy it. I enjoy this game. Yeah, is it one of his best designs? No. Is it incredible? No. But I think it's a solid game, and I think it does card drafting and kind of like area majority in a way I haven't quite seen before, where you're kind of drafting cards, and then you play those cards as an action. Whoever has the most of those cards, it's kind of like a bid. You get a bonus to that action, but you're also putting figures and on the board, and you're trying to get majority in territories. It's interesting. It's hard to believe it's like it could be rethemed as something else. They rethemed it to New York City, reprinted it in the Queen City series. Now they're charging $100 for it. And maybe I partially feel bad that I paid $18 for this game and it's ugly and I still enjoy it. I still play it to this day. I think Rialto is a good game. Obviously, a lot of people don't agree with me because Feld games, if they're decent at all, they're going to get ranked high. People know Feld designs. Rialto is not one of those games that people took on as much as I did. And when Jason said it was one of the worst games still in my collection, I felt justified at putting this one at number 4. So there you go.
That's rough. I mean, for Jason to dog on one you love that much.
He did. He sold it. And yeah, $100 for all these city games, Andrew. Marrakesh is more than that. But the MSRP of all the city games is $100. A reprint of Macau, a reprint of Bruges. They're reprinting Bora Bora, reprinting La Isla, which La Isla was another one. It's a smaller box than all those Aaliyah Ravensburger games. It's a smaller box. They're still putting in a big one and charging $100 for it. Like I'm frustrated with what they're doing with these reprints because I think there's some underappreciated gems in there, and people are gonna they're going to be tainted by what Queen has done to these. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm on a tangent.
I don't love that. It kind of put me off of them a little bit, for that.
I know. Yeah. So I'll keep playing my old copy that I still love. It's ugly, but I think it's got great mechanics. I'll keep playing it. Number 3.
All right. It's funny, Mike, you said the title of my number 3 in your rant just a few minutes ago. FYI, my number 3 is not Champions of Midgard because that game I don't like. I'm not going to say it stinks because there are people that love that game. It's rated very highly on BGG. I like the good version of that game, in my opinion, and that is Lords of Waterdeep.
Yes, baby.
Baby, I love that game. I still will play it. I've got the app. I'll play it on the app. I'll play it by myself. If my wife wants to play it, I'll play it with her. If Mike's like, let's play Lords of Waterdeep, I'm like, get out Scoundrels of Skullport with it, and let's rock and roll. Can
we have a Lords of Waterdeep night? My buddy Dustin has been begging me to play it again.
Dude, I love that game. I'm in. I'll definitely play that.
We've been talking about it. I haven't played it in a couple years now, at least. I got to get it played again.
Yeah, same. I've got mine with the broken token insert. And oh, Bob, go to hell.
I love trying to get the action combos. Like, you're just trying to get those actions from the quest that synergize off of each other.
Love building all the buildings, like a worker placement game where you can create more worker placement spots.
Yeah.
And you get benefits for making good ones that people want to use. I love it. I love it so much.
It's good. It's so good. I need to play it again. We've got to play it. Can we make a pact to play it this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't care if we got to take it to Origins and we'll sit down in the hotel lobby and play Waterdeep.
Dude,
Yeah,
we'll
Brett's-
live stream our play of Lords of
Oh.
Waterdeep.
We'll be like, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Bob's in the minority. Everybody still
baby.
loves it. Let's
Everybody.
go.
Everybody. Okay. My number 3. I never got into Magic or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh. I never got into 40K.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Never got into any living card games.
Yeah, Ben, I'm into all of the things you just said, except for Yu-Gi-Oh. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh, but yeah.
Never got into any of those things.
Okay.
There was one that I got into for a little bit. I was buying a little 10-year-old a bunch of stuff for this game, and we started creating our own decks and customizing them and putting different dice in them. And I spent a little bit of money on Star Wars Destiny, which is now a dead game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Star Wars Destiny from Fantasy Flight Games. I loved those big, chunky, screen printed dice. I loved opening a pack and getting chunky dice. I would much rather do that than open packs of cards. Give me chunky dice to open. I liked Star Wars Destiny quite a bit, man. I really did. I thought it was a pretty cool little game. You could knock it out, a 2-player game, in like 20, 30 minutes. There were different kind of styles you could play, trying to run one person out of hit points or trying to make them shed a bunch of cards off their deck, which is another way they could lose.
Right.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool game that Fantasy Flight killed, and I don't really know anybody that got into it that much, but I did for a bit.
I got a couple of the starters, and I bought a few boosters for it, and I bought way more stuff for Dice Masters, but I know they're not exactly the same, but they're similar. So I really wanted to get into it more. But I think Destiny's came out around the time that like Clark was born, and I was like real tight on money because I just had a baby, and well, not me, but my wife did, and so it got really hard to like buy many games or like things like that.
Well, I'm gonna address this now. Star Wars Destiny has detailed, screen printed, chunky dice. Dinosaur World and Dinosaur Island probably have my favorite dice in any game. That is translucent, amber DNA dice, a fantastic dice.
I want to say again, Dice Masters, awesome themed dice for each hero. Each hero has their own style of die. Dice Forge, Bob, you are correct. Dice Forge has amazing dice because you can customize them and make them even more amazing. Dice Realms, the die are ugly, but they're really very functional and do really neat things.
And they come with a little shovel to dig the sides out with.
Right. It's so there's a lot of games with really interesting. There's one that's an older sci-fi game that could have been on my guilty pleasure list, and that was Quantum. Quantum came with really cool kind of like gel looking dice, and Quantum is a sci-fi game where you're controlling areas that have your dice are, the number of pips on your die represent what ship it is, and like the different ships have different abilities, and like your ships morph into different things, so you can like change your battleship into like a smaller ship to make it more maneuverable and like do things. It's been years since I played Quantum, but Quantum was really cool with some interesting dice stuff.
Seasons does have great dice. I haven't played the game in years. Interestingly enough, if I had a gateway night, it was the night that I played Lords of Waterdeep for the first time and asked to play it again the same night. In that night, I also played Seasons. So full circle here.
Nice.
Also, amazing dice. Tim, Twilight Inscription dice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're good. They're so good. They're so chunky.
They're huge.
Chunk,
They're
chunk and
huge.
dice.
There's only 2, but they're huge.
There's 3.
Okay, 3. It's
But
been a while.
It has. It's been a
Need
minute.
to play that again.
Okay, so Mike, let's also make a pact because we're all going to play Lords of Waterdeep this year.
Yep.
Let's play Twilight Inscription again. This
Okay.
year.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
I know it's a big
Please.
ask. I know it's a huge
know.
ask.
It's got to happen again because now I've played Hadrian's Wall, and
sure.
ooh,
Okay.
I'm torn. Hadrian's Wall was good.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
good. It's one of the better games I've played this year. I really liked Hadrian's Wall. Ooh.
But you've only played that and Kites, so
I've played
You've been doing good this year.
different games already. New to me games this year
Yeah.
already.
you're
That's
way
jumping
ahead
up.
of me.
I'm
You're way
jumping
ahead of
up
me.
pretty fast. All right, so it's time for the. Oh yeah, are we on number 2? Yeah, we are. We're now on number 2, which means I gotta change that one thing, and I'm delaying because I had to find it.
Yeah. So before we get into my number 2, do you want to answer this question real quick, Mike? Right there, Hadrian's Wall. Is that the most advanced roll and write you've ever played?
It's the most advanced one that I have played.
Okay.
I think it's a little more advanced than Twilight Inscription.
Sure.
It is a little more advanced.
What's weird is like there's a lot going on with Twilight Inscription, but it's so easy to learn and teach
I think so.
that it doesn't feel like there's a lot. But when you sit back and you're like, I just did all of this, I did a lot, So, but yeah, Hadrian's Wall looks really cool. I would love to play it.
Twilight
and I don't even like roll and writes.
Twilight Inscription. Yeah, I've never been a huge roll and write person either, but I mean, I'm enjoying these deeper ones for sure.
Mhm.
It's funny because Twilight Inscription maybe looks more intimidating because it's bigger, but really there's only 4 different things you do. And Hadrian's Wall, you got 4 different colored workers, and the workers can be plugged in as many times as you want on your turn, and you and the other players are doing simultaneous stuff, but that turn just goes and goes and goes and goes, and then you turn this worker into 2 colored of this worker, and then there's so many inputs on your player board. It's not just 4 different boards. There's so many inputs for your workers. Hadrian's Wall is deeper. It is more advanced for sure.
Sure. Right on. All right. So my number 2, Andrew tried to guess earlier that my number 2 would be Comic Hunters. Well, like in my list. And no, Comic Hunters isn't in my list because it's not a guilty pleasure. That would be like an underrated game for me, right? Like it is one of my favorite games, not one of my favorite games currently, but like it'll be in my top 50 at the rate it's going for next year, at the end of this year's list. But this is a comic book related game, and it's a comic book related game that, like Cthulhu Wars, everybody's sick of me talking about this game, and I don't care. I love this game. And I hope that Comic Hunters does a DC expansion because DC Deck Builder is my number 2 guilty pleasure. It is one of my favorite. It is one of my favorite deck builders. I love playing this game. I will play this game. This is I will never say no to playing this game. This is just one of those games. I love it that much. In 11 years, I have not gotten tired of this game. This is probably my most played game. And DC Deck Builder doesn't necessarily do anything different or better than other deck builders. But what it is you draw cards and you've got currency to basically to buy cards out of the lineup. You add them to your discard pile. You go through your deck. You know what I mean? You're really building and fine tuning your deck. You're really trying to build up the combinations. You have the superheroes, which give you asymmetric player powers, and they give you sort of a guide to try to build up combos. It doesn't always work. It can blow up in your face. It is not perfect. It is not like Forges of Ravenshire, where it is a complete game from top to bottom. But man, it is so much fun for me. I have such a great time. And Bob, I'm really glad that Bob was wrong. But I'm gonna guess. I don't even remember if Bob's played my number 1 with me, but my number 1 is nobody has even heard of. I'm just gonna call it now.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my number one nobody's heard of. And I haven't played it in years, but when I did play it, we were all around the table yelling and having a good time. And oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Andrew. Your wife's from Brazil? Okay.
Is
Yes.
she's in Brazil?
Oh, she's in Brazil. Sorry. In Brazil. Dude, if you find this game, if your wife is able to get you this game, I'm going to tell you before she even gets back stateside, buy sleeves. Buy sleeves for this game because
Yes.
the card quality is not amazing, okay? But buy sleeves, make this game last. There's
100%.
a really good chance it's getting picked up by Dice Tower Essentials and could get published by Arcane Wonders. So I would say right now, don't overpay for it. But if she's down in Brazil and is able to get it for MSRP, whatever that is down there, like totally
Do it.
worth the value. Totally worth the value.
Yep.
But okay, medical missions trip. Well, bless
Yeah.
her heart, man. That's
Tim finally taught it to me. Don't come back up till she finds it. That's yes.
You did play it with Sam. That's right. You did play it.
Yes, I finally got to play it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It is drafting the game.
It is.
And that's cool. It offers multiple different ways to draft and set collect. And yeah, it's a fun, light game. Cool.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the theme. I'm a big comic book guy. And oh dang, here we go. The troll is here. The troll. He's probably drinking warm milk out of
probably is.
One of his students' skulls. But DC Deck Builder, I know it's not flashy. It just does the things that I love. It was one of my gateway games, and he just got back from Hop Station. That's a good place, man. I like their cider there.
I'm offended he went there without me because before Whiskey Wednesday, I was going to Hop Station like almost every Wednesday night. Dude, I love that place.
And then I stole you away.
Fantastic. Oh, their sour selection is the bomb. Oh, don't get me started. Oh my God.
But yeah, that's my number 2. I'll stop waxing philosophy.
Jonathan wants our 3 and 4. My 4 was Rialto and my 3 was Star Wars Destiny.
My 3 and 4 were Catan and Lords of Waterdeep. Where was
Andrew,
Jonathan? He was commenting on that.
I didn't say I wanted to be the third wheel, homie. Relax.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Listen.
Thinking I want to be the third wheel.
Oh, dude, I like Hop's guess, and I've never played Nuns on the Run. I really want to play it. I almost bought it one time at a local game store years ago. They had a copy on consignment. It was kind of expensive, and I didn't want to spend the money on it.
All right. So without further ado, I would like to get to one of my fireballs, which is number 2. This is a game that I do not own. I will try to get a copy because I think it's a great game. Most people think this is a great game. It is, however, very expensive. And Tim absolutely shames me for loving Foundations of Rome. Shames me for it. Shames everybody for enjoying Foundations of Rome because it's an overproduced, expensive, simple game.
just play. It's court. It's court.
I just like these games that have negotiation over properties that are adjacent to each other, and you're trying to build sets.
Well,
and you're
what's the point of
monetizing
negotiating? And I could just give you a victory point while I take your property from you, and then they're going to get 30 more victory points. So that one victory point is piddly squat. It's garbage. It is junk.
Tim needs to play I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the modules, but it's the module that allows stealing and negotiating. It puts a little victory point token on your board, and if you use it on somebody, they gain 4 points, and you lose the 2 points printed on the other side.
Not worth it.
It is
not worth it. I've gotten jobbed over by that damn mechanic every freaking time I play that game, and the 4 points is a drop in the bucket compared to the 10 to 15 points that they gained from taking that property from me. I hate that. I hate that so much. Thanks for the 4 points.
It's a pretty weird. It's basically, and I've never seen another game that it does it so arbitrarily. And so I get the complaint, and it's if you've got a location and somebody has the 2 around it, bloop, they steal yours, and now they have 3 properties all adjacent to each other. Whoop! Here's victory points for your troubles. It just feels thrown in.
Not enough.
You could just make the game have trading. You don't need this. Well, these 2 will steal your 1 mechanic. I don't love that particular mechanic, but I love trading and negotiating. It's
shut up, Bob. I don't want to build something there. I had other plans for that.
Yeah, so that's what I've been saying, Jeff.
Now I've got to spend my turn and waste my turn and my points and my plan to just block you when I can't just have that I shouldn't have to spend 2 actions to block you. I should just spend the 1 action taking the property to block you. But now I got to take 2 options.
Now, to be fair, Jeff, every time I've played this game, I have played it with Bob. So that's the other guilty pleasure. I just keep playing Bob's. I'll never get my own expensive copy. But I've gotten like 5 plays out of that game already. So I'm super guilty. But yeah, Bob teaches it every time, and every time he does, the stealing is included. I would like to play it without the stealing, especially because of Tim's experience. It's in the back of my head every time I play it. It makes me feel bad for playing it and enjoying it.
Listen, I'm really happy that Bob has spent a lot of money on that game and he's gotten it played a ton. I'm really happy for him. And I'm really happy that everybody else that seems to play it really likes it. I'm very happy because you invest a lot of money in a Kickstarter. You want it to go well. I just, flames on the side of my face. It drives me nuts. All right, Hop, I'm going to give you guys a clue. It's a game about wrestling. And that's what I'll say.
No idea.
Okay, so
on that note,
okay, I'm gonna run and grab it. Go for it.
All right. Okay, then Tim is running to grab his number 1.
Okay, so my first experience playing this game, I bought it off of somebody at a convention during like a flea market kind of thing at the convention. Okay. And this game,
I think Bob's got it,
has a wrestling ring that you build. I mean, you build the ropes for your ring. It's got, I don't want to reveal the title of it, but it's got like wrestling belts for the winners.
Yes.
You can play tag team. You can play 1v1. It's got asymmetrical characters. They've got unique dice.
Oh, dang it.
My number 1, I bought off of somebody at a convention, and then we sat there and played it, and my buddies played it. We're all yelling and laughing.
I don't remember what this is called.
And screaming and yelling. And the lady that I bought it from goes, and I didn't know her. I only met her long enough to make the exchange for this game. And she goes, I am so glad that you guys are having a good time with this game. I could never get it played. We were going nuts with Luchador.
That's what I thought. That's great.
My goodness. This game is so dumb. It's so much fun. You're just rolling dice, trying to pull off moves and combos and do goofy things. And I know some guys. There's some local guys I only got to game with once. I would game with them all the time if I could, because I just think they're awesome dudes. But they even wore like luchador masks when they play luchadors. And whoa, Christian is
what's
here.
up, Chris?
Wow, this might be it's his first time popping over on our live stream.
That we're aware of.
Appreciate you. Yeah, unless he's just like stalking, right? So
watching from afar.
Yeah, Chris is a game designer of some renown, and it's very exciting to have him here. And yeah, Hop, this game is a hoot. Again, it's group dependent. You got to play with some people that like some dumb dice chucking fun. But man, it is a ton of fun. And yay! Whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, it wasn't your game, I guess, right? Would that have been worse if my game was Chris's game? Like, right? And
You felt guilty for liking his game?
yeah, you know,
Shame
would
on
I be
you.
would I be in trouble for it?
Okay. I guess.
And Chris, in a minute, we're gonna run through like all of our
Yeah.
10 real quick. So
We will.
But yeah, Mike, hit us with the number one. You got another fireball?
I
Can
got
I,
another fireball, that's for sure. All right. So I am picking the least popular game in a trilogy.
It better not be Chris's game.
No,
He's watching now. Okay.
it is not. The Blood Rage is ranked 42. Rising Sun is ranked 110. But Ankh Gods of Egypt is ranked 224. And you are talking to two people right now that think it is the best game out of that trilogy.
Number
The
one,
action
baby.
selection is so good. It's so smooth. It feels good. Redrawing the territory lines. Please tell me another territory control game that does that. And it's such a monumental action when you get to do it. And you can only do it 2 times in the entire game. Redrawing those lines and then even changing the order in which battles resolve with the same action. Are you kidding me? What territory control game does that? What territory control game has a catch-up mechanic like merging with another player and allowing you two to cooperate, team up, and storm back and beat people in rousing come from behind fashion? Ankh is an amazing game. I don't care how much love Blood Rage gets. I don't care how much Rising Sun gets. Yeah, I lots of people don't like that merge. Tim and I have had a great experience merging together and then kind of working together to plan our attack versus other players. I have just had some great experiences with Ankh.
So here's the thing, Mike, is there's 2 rules in gaming, fundamental rules. Do not let Bob and I be on the same team if it's a trivia game or like a game where we've got to read each other's minds. Do not allow that to happen because Bob and I will not only win, but we will dominate. The other thing is the rule number 2 that we have learned over our gaming experiences is do not let Mike and I merge in Ankh because it doesn't matter what the score is. We're going to come back and win. We're going to come back and win.
That was so epic.
Dude, it was amazing. It was amazing.
I mean, spoiler, when we do our top 10 gaming experiences list, crossover, crossover. Oh my gosh.
Right. Oh yeah. And yeah, I don't know, Chris, if that's exactly
not
the
a
case.
huge co-op person.
Okay.
Not huge on it. It's fine.
I mean, I'm an omnivore, so I don't mind co-ops. I like co-ops, but I don't necessarily prefer one over the other. I know some people are like absolutely no co-ops. Some people only like co-ops. I'm great either way. I will happily play both. And
making it like a 2v1v1 is just interesting, man. It is.
So the thing is like, here's the thing with Ankh, Chris, that maybe this like will give you a little bit of perspective on, and everybody else too, is when I play these kind of games, like I like to get competitive. Like I try not to be a jerk about it, right? But I'm really like digging in and kind of working some angles. And so when I have to merge in Ankh, I've got to swallow my pride a little. I got to swallow my pride. I got to recalibrate because I am going from like, I am trying to take everybody out. I am just on my own agenda to all of a sudden now I've got a hard shift down and go, okay, how do I get Mike to either buy into what I think is the right strategy, right? Or how do I get us to at least sync up and agree like on a good strategy? Because that is key, right? We've got to really buy in together. And for whatever reason, like Mike and I just Voltroned into this, right? Megazord, you know, it was crazy. We went
It was
we
awesome.
went nuts.
But I also, I embraced that merge. I could see it coming. I knew in the last battle phase that I was sitting in like second to last or last. I don't remember. Obviously, the two of us were in last. I saw that. I saw that
Mike,
I wasn't. Go ahead.
I was doing actually, I was more like middle of the pack, had a bad round and dropped down. And I was like, oh no, because I didn't think I was going to merge.
It was
I thought I was going to be.
It was me sitting in fourth, which is crazy because we were playing against two players we taught the game to. And yeah, I mean, I saw that I was going to have to merge. I was in last. I was not playing my faction that well. I was trying a new one. I don't remember which one it was. And I saw that it was coming. So all those followers that I would have used to get things done during that round, I saved them all. So I knew whoever I merged with, I'm like, hey, here's 17 followers. Fortunately, Tim was ready to embrace the Loki strategy made popular in Blood Rage. And I'm like, I am bankrolling our Loki strategy, dude. Let's go. I was prepped for this. I knew I was going to lose. That's another thing. I was game planning for the merge. Like, dude, this game makes you – those are decisions I've never seen another territory control game make me make. No game has made me redraw territory lines and then made me merge with another player and conceptually think about I could still win if I save some of this stuff because I know I'm going to be last. No game has made me make those decisions.
It's an insane catch-up mechanic that in no way should work.
So good.
But it does. But it only I've seen now. Here's the thing, though, is I've seen I've seen two players merge that did not want to work together, and they did not do well. I've seen it happen. They both were playing because essentially when you merge, depending on table seating. Right? Like I've got half a turn and Mike's got half a turn, instead of getting to do two things, we each do one thing. But the thing is it can isn't it like that? Or do we still get each a full turn? I don't remember.
So usually as if you're just one player and you haven't merged yet, you get to do two separate actions.
Oh, that's what it is.
They have to be two different actions.
Right.
When you're merged, both players can do the same action. Yeah. It's one of the many benefits of it is king making because you get each other's powers, you get to share each other's stuff, the followers that you spend.
Oh. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, Chris,
guarantee to win.
Is that usually, though, by the time it gets to the merge, it's not really king making because if you're playing, I don't know that I would play with 3 players and have the merge because I think that would be really unfair for the person that doesn't merge. I could see it being really tough. But let's just say in a 4 or 5 player game, if 2 players merge, when 2 players merge, there's still 3 other players that are very competitive. And usually when I've seen the merged player will lose for 2 reasons. They will lose because they don't work together, which is duh. Okay. Work together, work with your teammate. You now have a teammate. You need to work with them, deal with it. But then 2 is that if the other players actively work against the merged players, which you kind of need to do. And if you don't do that, the merged player is got if they run their engine well, right, will just catch up. They're just going to catch up. You've got to, at that point, stop focusing on the player who is clearly in the lead, and you need to work on the merged player because that is the player that is actually going to be in the lead when it comes down to scoring points again during the next conflict phase. Now, new players don't always know this. This is just something that I've learned from playing the game multiple times and having been on both sides of it. I've won not merged. I've won merged. I've seen it go both ways. And
but how many times have you seen a runaway leader in Blood Rage?
Oh, all the time.
A lot. Love the game.
Anytime it's taught to new players.
That very true. Love the game, but yeah, unless everybody's experienced, and even sometimes then, if that person gets all the right cards in that last round, forget it.
Yeah.
Every Ankh game I've played has been close, down to the wire.
Yeah, they get nuts. They get nuts. But I do understand. I think it's a valid point or a valid concern with the king making and feeling ganged up on. But I will say that when you play the game and maybe group dependent. In the groups that I have played with, I have not experienced it in a negative way.
Well,
And the people that I've seen complain about the merge, when it was done, I was like, well, you guys weren't really working together. If you were working together and maybe trying to coordinate a little bit more, and they're like, well, yeah, but they just couldn't agree. They were both kind of alpha gamers. So they just were not the type to want to necessarily concede to the other. Like, I mean, they're both very good gamers and win a lot of games, but they just, again, their strategy was the way to go. And I know there was things when Mike and I merged, for example, that I conceded on, and there were things that Mike conceded on where it's like, well, I don't know. We kind of would talk each other in and out of different strategies, but all to the benefit. Because I think at the end of the day, like, it's like, okay, we're going to risk this. We're going to try and play this card during this battle and see what happens. But if this works, like if this one works, this is going to chain react for all the other battles, right? And so Mike and I took a gamble early, and it paid off. It paid off big. But you really have to, again, though, buy into your partner, trust them, because if it didn't work, Mike and I still would have had a great story where it's like, oh, we were just one event off, right? We were just one battle off, and we could have had this amazing thing. But no, it actually, the domino fell our way, right? And we got it to go the right way.
I also love that you can see a win coming sometimes 3 battles in advance. And you're like, okay, I'm going to play this card on this battle, then this card on this battle, then this card on this battle. And if that third one goes according to plan, that's where I lock up the victory.
Well, and that's the thing, Mike, is that whole scenario you and I laid out. We're like, when this area gets resolved, this is the card.
This one.
And then it's like
that one.
Is it? And then it's like, is it that one or this one? Is it that one or this one?
Dude.
It could go one or the other.
And let's just, I know we've oversold Ankh at this point, but let me just add one more thing. One of our favorite games is Concordia. The battle card mechanic from Ankh is a card reset mechanic like Concordia. You know what cards are still in their hand because they got to play a card to reset them.
Yes.
You know what they can play. Oh, so good, so good, so good. Oh my gosh.
But, and again, right? Like, this is a testament to Mike's ability in the game, Mike's willingness to be a team player, and I was really lucky in that game, but it provided an amazing experience. So,
I want games to be enjoyable, like I just don't get being a sourpuss. I want everybody playing that game to have a fun time.
Well, and here's the thing, Mike, is if we would have lost, you and I know we're like, we had a good plan. We had a good plan, and we were going down swinging. We had a good plan. We were going to be happy. You and I were going to be happy no matter what. So,
we need to make another pact on Ankh play this year.
Oh, dude, you ain't kidding.
All right, so all right, enough with the Ankh love. If we haven't lost Chris, let's go ahead and run through our top 10 real quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's do it.
And then I'm gonna answer Hop's question because it's important to me. My number 10 is
I was trying to get you
Viticulture.
to forget. Go on.
My number 10 is Viticulture. My number 9 is Sheriff of Nottingham. My number 8 is King of Tokyo. Really any version, but King of Tokyo. Number 7 is Gizmos. And my number 6 is Cthulhu Wars. My number 5 is the happiest of salmons, Happy Salmon. My number 4 is Catan or Settlers of Catan, depending on when you bought it. My number 3 is Lords of Waterdeep. Of course, we want that with the Scoundrels and Skullport expansion. My number 2 is DC Deck Builder. Any version, any form, anytime. I'm there for it. And my number 1 is Luchador, the Mexican dice game.
Nice. Okay, so my number 10 is Forges of Ravenshire from BA Games because we got to play it this weekend before anybody else did, and I just think that's cool. Number 9 is Splendor. Number 8 is Categories. Number 7 is Cubitos. Number 6, Ready, Set, Bet. Number 5, One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Yes, I still like that game.
Hey.
Number 4, Rialto, being reprinted as New York City and being overcharged. Number 3, Star Wars Destiny. Number 2, Foundations of Rome. Screw you, Tim. And number one, Ankh, Gods of Egypt, our favorite one of the Lang trilogy.
Yeah, totally. And
So
to
Chris,
Ginger and Chris, yeah, Concordia is my number one of all time.
I had it as my number two. My number one is Blood on the Clock Tower. So my favorite non-social deduction game is Concordia. You are in great company, sir. And that card mechanic is in Ankh's battle system.
Chris. So here's a funny story is we were playing, I was at my sister's get together, like a weekend, thing that they do. And they had we were playing Happy Salmon. I was playing Happy Salmon with like 5 people, and we were being loud and we were pissing off my brother-in-law Patrick. We didn't want all the noise. And he's like, do you guys have to play that? We're all laughing and having a good time. And I was like, well, how about this? We played it silently. We played it just using hand signals, gestures to signal what card we were trying to get, like high five, Happy Salmon, switcheroo, all of those things. And it was so funny because now we're being quiet, but we're also like trying not to like laugh as loud. So there's all these like suppressed giggles, and when you're trying not to laugh and you just start laughing even harder. And so I get it. I mean, Happy Salmon is a dumb game, but it's so much.
It was all right. I'll play it again. I'm not like a super hater. I'll play it some more. It's fun to rip on you for it.
No, hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'll wear it. I don't care.
You know what?
What?
I was just gonna say I got some honorable mentions.
Okay, go for it.
He did end up going and play. Chris ended up playing Happy Salmon. He was swayed by the demo, seeing all these people act a fool.
Yeah. But now, Chris, were you part of the problem then? Once it was still too loud, making everybody else miserable. Was that North Star Games? Probably. I think that was North Star Games.
It's actually perfect that Chris is on the stream tonight, because when we got to be guests on their show, he was not on that night, and Mike and Katsia dogged on me picking this game as one of my top 5 card only games. And I understand later that Chris enjoys Point Salad. I think Point Salad's a pretty decent game, but I got dogged on your show for saying that was one of my top 5 card only games. That's probably a bit high. It shouldn't have been top 5. I don't think it's amazing. I still think it's pretty fun though. So Point Salad's one of mine. It's all good, Chris. We're gonna trust me. Hey, we're getting you and Katsia on this stream sometime. I just already stole Tim's thunder.
Yeah, Chris, you are. And for everybody watching, Chris is one of the hosts of the Full 42. They live stream every Monday. I believe they go live at 9:00. So look them up. They're really good, really fun. They have interesting guests, interesting topics. They play Green Team Wins at the end. Chris also, I really like, and I was sad Chris wasn't there, and it wouldn't have mattered because I was buffering so bad I wouldn't have been able to participate anyways. But when Chris does like the this or that, and then it's like the tree that goes down.
That is cool.
So you got to pick like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, and you got to go through. Cause I always agonize, like when I'm watching, I'm like, what would I answer? And then I agonize over the choices, a little bit. But yeah, they're really good, and you should follow them. You should pay attention to them. And Looking for Trouble, if you're familiar with that game or you like Orange Components, you want to go see Chris, because that's his game, and it's got, oh my gosh, the IP adjacency of that game is incredible. Like I stood at Gen Con looking over all the expansions with all the extra characters and the different ships. I'm like, oh, I know that one. I knew every one of them, and I was just like, I need to buy all of this, and I didn't. Somehow, I think it's because I was looking to see, I didn't know Chris then, but I knew what he looks like. He's a very distinguishable, fellow. You know what he looks like. But he wasn't, if Chris was there, I would have bought it because I would have had him sign it. Cause it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm that guy. Like I want the designer to sign my game. So don't worry, Chris, you're not going to miss us at the next Gen Con. I guarantee it, unless you're not there. But if you are there, you won't miss us. Cause we'll actually, I feel like now I know you enough to like walk up and not just like rando stranger. Hey man, I like your
Awkward.
stuff.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Glenn Drover. We talk
Tim's
about you all
awkward
the
no
time
matter
on the
what.
show. Yeah, who
Yeah.
cares, right? Yeah, you got to be shameless to
Bob
something.
forgot to look at his name tag. Anyway, okay, a couple more honorable mentions. QE, quantitative easing.
Oh, dude, I thought this was going to be on your list. I love this game. This game is
Yeah,
madness.
I just love the mind puzzle that this game is, and people just making these outlandish offers. I mean, some people don't like that. It's kind of chaotic, and there's no information to go on. The more chaos, the better. I like One Night Ultimate Werewolf. No surprise, I love QE. And then you know what? I still like Azul. Not a lot of people about base Azul anymore.
I don't like Azul. I just didn't have fun playing it.
Yeah, I like Azul. I think it's got pretty good player interaction. You're trying to screw somebody over, make them, flood their board with stuff they can't hold. Yeah, I still enjoy Azul with the right people. So there you go. Those are my honorable mentions.
Oh, those are fine. Those are fine. I mean, I don't love Azul. I like Splendor a lot more. Not that they're the same game.
Me too.
But I don't know. I played it a few times. And every time I was like, I thought I'd like this more, and I just didn't. But yeah, whatever. Good list though, Mike. Good list. This was fun. I like these.
This tonight actually surprised me, Tim, because hey, full disclosure, and Tim even alluded to this earlier in the stream. We were thinking about this list, and we've been talking about this list for a couple days, and we acknowledged that this may not be our best topic. And I wasn't sure what games to put on here. And we even got people in the Discord that are like, I don't feel guilty about playing any of my games. And I don't really either. But then it was like, when I decided to attack this from a different angle, and we were able to go in on a Foundations of Rome hate train again. And then we were to be able to just jump all over our Enclave. I actually think this stream turned out pretty well. Like from where I felt earlier today to how I feel now on how it went, I think it couldn't have gone any better considering we didn't think we had our strongest topic tonight.
Well, I think like anything, Mike, it's just the presentation, it's the vim and the vigor in which we approach the topic. It's the interacting with the comments. Everybody was buying in and having a good time with the picks. I mean, that's
Bob's definitely not getting Forges of Ravenshire back.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
You better come get it.
Okay. So while Mike's being creepy, I'm going to go back to Hop's question. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about Notre Dame quarterbacks that hadn't worked out in the NFL. And yeah, poor Rick Meyer. Ron Paulus is another great one that didn't, according to, what's his name? He's passed now. Bino Cook, the old sports writer. Didn't he say Ron Paulus was going to get like 3 Heisman trophies? Didn't happen.
Close.
Yeah, close. As in 0. Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to get back on that. I can't pass up a Notre Dame question. And, Mike, Foundations of Rome is like, I'm the only person on this planet that does not like that game. I'm the only person.
It was low-hanging fruit. I slapped it on the list 20 minutes before the stream started. We got Mike too. What's
Giuliano. Up? Hey. Oh my gosh. So, Mike, if you want to punish yourself and watch our top 10 that's coming out tomorrow, Bob does an Italian accent when talking about Vikings for some reason, which then we totally run with for the rest of the show. And not only that, but then my Italian accent turns into like an Andrew Dice Clay impersonation for the next 25, 30 minutes. It's all terrible. And it'll be, as an Italian, you would appreciate it. Well, Italian, at least in name.
Wow.
But yeah, see, Chris likes Foundations of Rome. He played it. I wish I had only played Foundations of Rome one time.
Tim is a minority in it, and it was low-hanging fruit for this list tonight.
It's fine. Hey, Hop, awesome to see you, man. Thanks for hopping in again. No pun intended. Thanks for joining us, though, man. I can't wait to see you guys next week and see you next week. and keep it coming. Yeah, Mike, it's gonna be nuts, dude. It's gonna be really funny. I'm gonna actually I don't normally do this to people, but I'm gonna do this to Mike. When that show drops, I'm gonna make sure I send Mike a link just so that then I can say I tried to make you watch it.
I was not in studio for this one, and we had a special guest.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to watch this one now. You got me sucked into watching it, and I watch them all anyway. So
listen, so we had Sam Stockton from BA Games. He sat in, he did the top 10 with us, and we were joking that by the end that he is the we were joking at the end that Sam was going to be Spencer's replacement. Sam totally jumps in and like is just like right in with all the jokes and all the references and all the stupid things that we do like nonstop during our show. And it was a laugh a minute. And I love this. You guys got to go watch the full 42. You got to go. This is amazing. Like I said, they go on Mondays. They go Mondays at 9:00. See, I was watching them and then football season started and I watched football. And so like if the game was actually a game I cared about or was good, I wasn't watching the full 42. If the game got out of hand or it was a game I didn't care about, then I'd watch their show. But now football season's like basically done after Sunday. So I'm back into now watching and they're very active in the comments. So if you like this show and you guys, enjoy that stuff, you like what we do, you need to go over there and hang out with them because they interact with everybody in the comments. Their Discord's amazing too. There's like a whole thread just for Star Wars memes, which I live for. I
supply several of those, Tim. Just wanted to remind you.
Oh, you do. Yeah, Mike and I, for a little while, we were competing over who could be the higher level, and I couldn't keep up with Mike because he doesn't do anything at his day job where I do.
I sit at a desk and I text dealers half the time, so I'm kind of sitting on my phone as a job.
Listen, here's Mike shaming me, right? Here's Mike shaming me because he's watching his Rangers, and I know, dude. I know.
Had to get reminded.
Well, here's the thing is I'll watch the full 42 while I'm playing like Elder Scrolls or while I've been playing Fallen Order, the Star Wars. Look at this. Look at this. I was just talking about this. I'll have them on and like in my lap on like on my phone or like on my iPad just off to the side, and I'll be listening to them while I'm playing the game. Because I guess I need to do that with football too. Because they do deserve. The thing is I like to comment when I'm watching them. I like to comment because they, like I said, they interact, and I'm a sucker for it. So it's like, ooh, what can I say? What can I say that they'll be like, oh yeah, hey Tim, you're right, or you're wrong, and
or they'll be like, what an idiot.
Yeah, that's exactly how they talk. Oh, ouch, Mike, that's tough.
Wow,
dude. That's a bold statement. But I like you guys so much that maybe. Oh, here's Ginger just
not pulling any punches.
Ginger's just listen to this. Okay, hold on. Jonathan. There's room in your life for both. There's room in your life for both. You can like both Trek and Star Wars. Oh, look at this. Yeah, that is true. Man. He edits our show. So he does watch us act like idiots. For the most part, and we're trying to just keep making more stuff to give Matt more work so he will actually really get sick of us.
Yeah, and part of my day job is to pretend I'm texting dealers so I can text all the guys about my new ideas for this show.
Oh yes. Yeah, I do a lot of Mike and I do a lot of show planning during the day. It happens. We hang out on our Discord channel quite a bit. Hey, I was trying to find the link for Paul from Gemtime Games. I couldn't find the link to Gempire.
Oh.
Because I was going to share that in the thing. And hey, Mike, I'm punishing myself with Wild Turkey.
I've got a cheapie as well. I didn't bring the bottle down, but it is Evan Williams Apple. As far as cheap whiskey goes, I think Evan Williams is fine. Wild
Okay.
Turkey, not so much.
You know, hey, it's my it's an homage. It's an
It's a
homage
guilty
to
pleasure.
it's a guilty pleasure for my love of Hunter S. Thompson. Yeah, if you don't know who he is, you might, because you might be familiar with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Drinking out of my Gen Con root beer mug here.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes Wild Turkey better. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
me
guess he
too.
likes the the taste of cigarette butts on the palate afterwards.
and the pain and the pain. It is a writer's drink. It is self-loathing in a glass.
Ooh,
You know,
that's all accurate. Goodness.
and so okay, guys. While everybody's here and we're arguing over Star Wars and Star Trek, what's your favorite Star Wars thing? Right, like IP version of. So it could be like a trilogy, one of the prequel, the original series, the whatever you call the most recent trilogy, or video game. And then what's your favorite Trek thing? You know, whether it's like Deep Space Nine or Next Gen or original series. I'm just wondering.
Wow. So we've got that one.
Hold on, we've been putting out good shows, and I'm drinking junk whiskey.
Hey, Tim and I had admitted we didn't think this was our best topic, but hey, I thought we brought the thunder today. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, we did.
And then thank you. Oh wow.
Matt, you're not wrong. Some Jameson and ginger. That's not bad, man. That is not bad.
Well, that's actually my mixture. My mixture over here is apple whiskey and ginger ale. It's one of my favorite mixtures.
So we got Star Wars Rebels. So I'm like through a season and a half into Star Wars Rebels. I think it's really good, actually. I enjoyed it.
Did either of you guys play any Star Wars Destiny? Because that was my number 2 on this list. Guilty pleasure. Played that game quite a bit. Got into it for a little while. Yeah, seems like nobody did.
Nobody did. Oh, yeah, Chris, this is like, without a doubt, right, the greatest Star Trek movie, and probably right the best version of Trek that there is. I love the original series so much, but then I watched Deep Space Nine in its entirety, and I absolutely loved it. It blew me away. But man, Wrath of Khan is so iconic. I still cry at the end every time. It's so good. It's the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. It is so, what a heavy life lesson. It's amazing. And if you know anything about the production of it, they didn't think there was going to be more of that character. I won't spoil anything for a 45-year-old movie or however old that movie is. But they didn't think that character was going to be around anymore. So it's just incredible.
I'm just giving them opportunities to jab on each other, and they keep doing it. So
so here's the thing is, I want to say, you gotta like look at this picture of Chris. Doesn't he look like he should be the lead? You know who he looks like? If you've ever seen that band
Chosen
Aqua.
One.
No, Aqua. He looks like the guy from Aqua, Barbie Girl. If you go back and watch that video, he looked with that.
How do you remember what that guy looks like? Did you watch that music video recently? I'm weirded out by this.
Maybe. He also looks like he could be in Smash Mouth or No Doubt with those glasses. Okay, so Mike, go watch the Barbie Girl video and tell me that doesn't look like Chris in that picture. I'm telling you. And Chris, I've never met you in person, so I apologize for this.
Okay, things Mike is writing down: top 10 boards for 2 weeks and Barbie Girl music video.
And yeah, I mean, being in one of the best bands of the early 90s. Or I guess they were early to mid 90s. No Doubt was so good when they came out.
I'd like to No Doubt, for sure.
Quite a bit.
There's a lot of 90s music I still can't stop listening to.
I was listening to Nirvana earlier, like nonstop.
Nice.
Oh, dang.
You know what I've
Oh,
done a
dang.
flip on? When I was younger, I couldn't stop listening to Stone Temple Pilots. And now that I'm
Stella, yeah.
older, I don't listen to them as much. And now I listen to way more Alice in Chains.
Oh, dude. Dude,
Oh,
both good, but Alice is way heavier. Yeah, so I loved Scott Weiland, and then when
one of my
but then
favorite concerts was Stone Temple Pilots.
I never got to see them live.
Oh,
Never got to
with
see them live.
Weiland.
Oh,
I was like 10 feet in front of the dude, screaming every word.
dang.
Chicago
Dang.
Theater.
No, I never got to see any of those cool bands because here's the thing is like I was late to STP and Alice in Chains and because I was like listening to Guns N' Roses and Soundgarden.
Soundgarden was good.
Yeah, well, I was just loved Chris Cornell like with all my heart, dude. Chris Cornell.
The classic rock stations around here definitely play 90s on it.
It's
sure.
Rough. It is.
When you're hearing
rough.
Pearl Jams on the classic rock station, you're like, damn it.
That hurts.
Guess.
That hurts. We were talking. I was like chatting with somebody recently about a straight start to finish like album that like you just don't take out. You know, like you just put the CD in, you hit play, you walk away. It was a push play, walk away thing.
Yeah.
So Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill was one of those.
Wow.
That is a great album. I don't care. You can make fun of me for liking Alanis Morissette. Whatever. That album. Pretty Hate Machine from Nine Inch Nails. Push play, walk away. Ironically, those two albums have something in common. Do you know what that is? They were both written basically about their exes.
Oh.
They're both breakup albums, you know, like, oh, I just got out of this horrible relationship. I'm going to do a whole album just about that. And then we were talking about because Wayne Static came up and Static X, Wisconsin Death Trip, start to finish, hit play, walk away. I can listen to that whole thing.
You want to talk about 90s albums that you can play from top to bottom? Oh my goodness, sir. Why can't I remember what that first Sublime album was called? Oh my goodness. The first one.
Yeah, the one with the guy with the tattoo, it's got like Wrong Way.
Nope. The one with the sun on it.
Oh, see, the one with the Wrong Way and all the other What I Got, like that was my like if you could wear out a CD, I would have wore that CD out.
Ooh, there were just some songs on that one that were a little too mainstream for the Sublime I liked. But also Rage Against the Machine, self-titled, and also that Yellow One, both of those albums, top to bottom, nonstop. I still listen to those two albums. Love Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Yeah. I could also do.
You know that song they play at the end of the first Matrix? You know, and then you just see they zoom out on Neo. Don't you feel invincible at the end of that movie when that riff hits? Oh my gosh. Dude. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Rage is amazing. It's amazing. Give me Tom Morello, right? Tom Morello? He's the lead singer from Rage. Yeah.
He is the guitar player, but him and those funky guitar licks, it is Zach De La Rocha, who is the one that's the hang up on getting Rage back together.
Well, you know.
Good stuff.
Also, Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I could listen to that album. I could just like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And an underrated album of theirs is the it's the one that's got I Love All of You, Hurt by the Cold, So Sad and Lonely Too, If You Don't Know Yourself. What's that song? I forget the name of that album. Oh gosh, that's a really underrated Chili Peppers album. It was before Californication. Anyways, I could see the cover of it, but I just can't.
I'm drawing a blank. All right, I'm just gonna go there. If we're talking '90s albums that I don't take out, it's Snoop's Doggy Style.
Dude,
Maybe one of the greatest rap albums of all time. Just saying.
it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Snoop Doggy
I
Style.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I could, if you want to go
Every
80s,
song.
I could do License to Ill. License to Ill is my favorite, one of my favorite start to finish Beastie Boys. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction is my all-time favorite. Like Guns N' Roses, like
Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Because you know we're about to rip stuff up.
Hold on, listen. Dre's Chronic is good.
Oh, yeah.
But Doggy Style, there's
Give me the microphone first.
There's something
So
about Doggy
like
Style between Gin and Juice and I'm just drawing blanks now. There's just so many good songs on Doggy Style and Lottie Dottie, We Likes to Party.
I can give you that whole song
we don't bother
right
nobody
now if you would like.
Yeah.
I can also go ahead and give you all of Big Papa if you would like. I'm that's one of my karaoke songs, and it's people are so surprised when I bust out Notorious B.I.G.'s Big Papa. Every single word, don't even need the prompt.
And also, though, Chris, yes, the country version of Gin and Juice is amazing. It is so fantastic. I absolutely love it. It is just one of my favorite things ever. It is. The thing is I love that version so much. I can't say that it's superior or that I love it more, but I just love it so much. It's like almost equal with the original version. It's so creative and so much fun and really good. I'm trying to think of a crazy. I know we did. See, so I had I had a buddy that the Aqua album. So Aqua with Barbie Girl. There's another really good song on that album called Dr. Jones, which is really good. It's really stupid, but it's like a fun, like peppy kind of just dance song, you know? And like, so if we were like having a party, which we did often in the late 90s, early 2000s, because I'm old, and we would just like have things that are going, oh, dude, Mike knows what I'm talking about. And it was just like everybody just like wake up now, you know, like we were all into it. And there was a ton of one-hit wonders, like Tub Thumping. Like I would play Tub Thumper from Chubbawamba. I don't care.
You know what? One of my worst. Speaking of one-hit wonders, this is one of my least favorite songs of all time. Cotton Eye Joe, just kill me when that song plays. And they like to play it at like every wedding and like every event. They're like, let's play that really stupid song from the 90s. Just make that song go away. The world would be a better place.
Do you remember Flagpole Sitter from Harvey Danger? That's a good one. That
sounds familiar, but I can't. I'm drawing a blank.
Write it down and look it up.
God.
And yeah. Achy Breaky Heart. When that Weird Al version came out, Don't Play That Song, that Achy Breaky song, I never felt more seen as a 13-year-old or however old I was when that song came out. I was like, please don't ever play that song again.
I'm trying to figure out which part offended Chris.
I know which one. Hopefully,
he's fired up about something.
It's either that, it's Cotton Eye Joe, or it's Flagpole Sitter.
I hope it's Cotton Eye Joe. Good God! Can't do it.
The Achy Breaky.
Achy Breaky. Yeah. God! And now Billy Ray Cyrus is back because of Old Town Road. Oh yeah.
Well, but that was
pop country. Even then, that was like an awful thing to exist.
5 years ago.
I know, but still,
5 years.
That song's not going anywhere.
No, it's not. I like that song. I like Old Town Road.
Ooh, I'm better at naming the group than the song name. That was always my thing, was naming the group. But if I can get the group, I usually can get to the song from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh man, 90s. There's a lot. Ooh, wow. I mean, I got some deep cuts from the 90s, that's for sure. I still, who I still like actually is Blues Traveler.
Yeah,
I still like some Blues Traveler songs, man.
little John Popper action. Too bad he
Hook,
couldn't.
I think, is a phenomenal,
Hook's
underrated
really
song.
good. It's really good.
Love that song. One of my other karaoke songs, I love karaokeing. Is that a word? People
sure.
use it all the time. One of my other favorite songs is Hard to Handle by the Black Crowes.
I could do that whole song without help.
That's my warm up. That's like, all right, let me just show people what I got. Let's get started here. Let's gauge the crowd. That's my starter song.
Oh, that song's so good. I love it. Yeah, these guys with the Blues Traveler love. Yes. It's too bad John Popper was, well, I mean, he's still around. He's probably not in trouble anymore, but they just don't do anything, right?
Yeah, insanely talented too.
So this is sort of, while we're just talking about karaoke, but this music will be unrelated to everything else. But here we'll just do a little trivia. Anybody gets a point. Everybody gets a point if they can guess what this is from. But one of my go-to karaoke songs, because I had a friend that we would sing this all the time, Eastbound and Down. Do you know what song that's from? Or what movie that's from? Or you know what that song is? Eastbound and Down. And if you could name the person who sings it, then you get 100 points. But the person is actually in the movie. Mike's got me. Ginger's got me. Did Ginger Google it? Did you Google it, Jonathan? Smokey and the Bandit. Eastbound and Down is the theme song from Smokey and the Bandit. It's sung by Jerry Reed. Jerry Reed was Burt Reynolds' partner. He had the dog, the Basset Hound, in his truck, and was running ahead, watching for the cops. Or no, Smokey was going, or the Bandit was going ahead to draw the cops off, and then Jerry Reed was driving the semi from Texarkana to wherever they needed the beer to go. It's in the words. They're thirsty in Arcana. There's beer in Texarkana. Yeah, just put that hammer down and give it hell. I love that song. It's a shit kicking country song from the 70s. And that's, I got a soft spot for that music, but, and yeah, Jerry Reed, R-E-E-D, not to be that guy, but yeah. And, Jerry Reed actually has a ton of really great songs. He's got a song about getting divorced called She Got the Gold Mine and I Got the Shaft. It's hilarious. He's got When You're Hot, You're Hot. You've heard that, right? When you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not, you're not. That's a Jerry Reed song. The Preacher and the Bear is one of my favorite Jerry Reed songs. It's about a preacher who skips church to go hunting, and a bear chases him up a tree. And then the whole thing is him just trying to pray that he doesn't get eaten by this bear while he's stuck up in this. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. And yeah, I'm that guy. Hey. That's me. But yeah, look up Jerry Reed, man. And then while you're at it, look up Lou Reed, because Lou Reed's amazing. Oh, you want a start to finish album that I can put into and listen to everything, every single song on that album, start to finish? The Trainspotting soundtrack. The Trainspotting soundtrack is so good. It helps if you like the movie, but the soundtrack is so good. Just put it right. I put it right in, and I just don't stop playing it.
I will see your Trainspotting soundtrack, and I'll raise you the Crow soundtrack.
Oh,
sir.
Dude.
Rage, dude. Stone Temple Pilots, Pantera, Nine Inch Nails, Helmet, Corrosion of Conformity.
Ooh,
still,
yeah.
there's some good ones on there.
You know, there is a 90s band that I wish would come back.
We always go off the rails, Chris. This is par for the course.
Hey, Mike, let him have his moment. All
right, no problem.
A 90s band.
Tim, you idiot! Why are you still talking about this?
I know, right? I can't. I'm off the rails. A 90s band I wish would come back, and if we could play music during our top 10s, I would have played this during our pet peeves as the opening, and that's Hate Everything About You. I want Ugly Kid Joe. I want Ugly Kid
Yes.
Joe to come back, dude.
They're doing a tour. They
What?
haven't toured in like 20 years or something. They are touring. Yes.
Holy shit! I need
They
to see
are
Ugly
touring.
Kid Joe. Oh my gosh!
Yes. True story. I just saw this last week. That's recent announcement. Wow. They had some songs that I loved, man.
Dude,
That's a good one.
And they did some good covers. And yeah, 80s Metallica would come back and kill 90s Metallica. 90s Metallica is so okay.
Yeah.
But
it was
80s
like
Metallica's-
what introduced me to Metallica, but then I was like, oh, there's all this 80s Metallica.
Well,
that's way
I
better.
discovered Metallica because of the Black Album. Like
Same.
most
But then I
people
went back.
my age. But then you go back and you're like, what? It's almost a different band. It's incredible. and yeah, so Rob, the Top Gun. Listen, Kenny Loggins was the soundtrack of the 80s if you watched movies. I mean, it was always Kenny Loggins. It's Footloose, it's Highway to the Danger Zone, it's I'm All Right from Caddyshack. I mean, he had all of the hits, you know, like right there.
Well, I wouldn't be myself if I didn't at least throw a Pantera in there.
Hey, I got a beer thrown on me from Dimebag Darrell. It is a highlight of my concert going career.
My very first concert was at the Fort Wayne Coliseum. I was 17 years old. I saw Pantera, Anthrax, and Skid Row.
Oh, nice.
That was my first concert, so we did it right.
I saw Anthrax, Skid Row, and Dokken and Poison all in the same concert.
Wow.
It was like an 80s thing. It ended with Poison. But when I saw Pantera, it was just Pantera, and it was in like this small little venue. And I had a buddy that had asked me, like, can you try to get a guitar pick? And so there was no seating. It was all standing in this place. And so you're standing in the back if you're old. And if you're in your early 20s, like I was, you go into the mosh pit. And I went into the Pantera mosh pit, and I felt like, you know, they're doing like Cowboys from Hell. They're doing all the stuff, you know, but they would not play my favorite Pantera song, Cemetery Gates. That's my... But here's the thing, Mike. Here's what they would do is, if you know Cemetery Gates, you don't even have to be a Pantera fan. You know when that song starts, that opening riff of that song, you know, right? You know, like, oh shit, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I got goosebumps right now. So Mike, I don't know if I told you the story, but they would start that opening riff, right? They start playing it, and the whole place just exploded. And then they would go, fuck you. And then they would play something completely different. And they did it 3 different times, including the encore. They came out for an encore. Nice. They started to play Cemetery Gates again. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to do it. And then they just flipped everybody off. They were throwing their beers into the crowd. I was this close to getting a pick, caught an elbow in the face. I was like, that's not worth it. I'm done. I got out of the box pit.
Now, talk about another band that's doing a reunion tour. Now, they had to get Zach DeWild to play guitar, obviously, for Dimebag. I don't remember who's playing drums for that tour. Because his brother, the drummer from Pantera, passed away a couple years ago. Main guy from Hell Yeah. But yeah, so they had to fill in like 2 or 3 guys to make a Pantera reunion tour.
Yeah,
happen.
I guess if you got the lead, if you still got the lead singer, and I can't remember his name.
People show up for Phil Anselmo.
Yeah. Have you heard early Pantera? They were hair metal first.
Yeah, before Cemetery Gates.
Yeah. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually it's actually
not
pretty
bad.
Good.
I'm a huge heavy metal fan. Pantera was
Mike,
Tales.
that's how I learned about Pantera. Now here's a tale from my
Yes.
Well, that's not what he says. That's the Beavis and Bad version. No, Mike, that's how I discovered Cemetery Gates, because I bought that soundtrack because that soundtrack was so good.
Oh, dude.
So good.
Pantera still to this day, man. That got me to the next level of metal. Oh my gosh. Woo,
Mhm.
woo. Mm,
Yeah, and
yeah,
that
what a
movie is
show.
amazing. I absolutely love that movie. Billy Zane, William Sadler. It's so good. It's so good. Ooh, the last
Oh my
physical album.
dude. Dude, I was using torrents for years before like streaming was a thing.
It it was okay. So this is
Wow.
gonna sound really weird and random. Okay, so it's either the Darkness's second album, which I can't remember the name of. Their first album was Permission to Land, and that is an album that I can put in from start to finish, listen to every song, know all the
Oh
words to every
wow.
song on it. Their second album is called One Way Ticket to Hell and Back. Hell and Back. One Way Ticket. So funny. That was that it was either that or it was Johnny Rivers' greatest hits, but I just love Johnny Rivers. So sue me. Johnny Rivers sang Secret Agent Man and did a bunch of other things like that. Oh, so Chris, I bought physical stuff
Dude,
uh
wow.
10 years after you did. No, it wasn't 10 years, maybe 6 years after Mortal Kombat. That was the first. We were talking
The
about the last, right?
last.
Arkham
I
Horror.
went I went to an August Burns Red concert and I remember buying a CD from the merch table because one of the band members was there. That was
Oh, that
probably like
reminds me.
2004, 2005. That's probably the last CD I bought. I don't buy vinyl. I stream all my music. August Burns Red CD. I can't remember which one. Uh,
You just reminded
Heat
me.
Seeker, I think, is the one I bought.
You just reminded me. The last physical album I bought, we were at a concert and my wife and I bought the CD because we had such a good time. And that was Here Come the Mummies. And I don't remember if it was Carnival or one of
Nice.
those. But the Mummies are awesome. I've seen them in concert like 3 or 4 times. Here Come the Mummies are amazing. And
Oh, so yes, I mean I bought this August Burns Red album after I was Napstering because I was at Purdue and had like a T1 connection, so you could get a full album in like 6.5 seconds. And
nice.
Metallica kicked me off of Napster because I had Metallica stuff downloaded. I was one of those people. I actually had. I'm such an old school Metallica fan. I had audio cassettes. I used to listen, use my Walkman, your Walkman, and you'd plug it into the tape player in your car, So and
I had a
Justice for
Zoom.
All and Kill 'Em All and Master of Puppets, I had those on tape. So I didn't have a tape player at college in my dorm room. I downloaded Metallica. And then, yeah, freaking, I got kicked off of there because of Lars. So I did what any normal human being would do. I made another Napster account.
I think that I think I blame Lars. I feel like Lars is the real turd in the punch bowl, in the Metallica
He
punch
is.
bowl.
There's no question.
You know,
I loved when South Park made fun of all the people that were getting mad at Napster because nobody's safe from South Park. They're like, oh, poor Jennifer Lopez can't afford her third private jet because of all the money she's lost due to Napster. And Metallica was included in those jabs too. Oh man, poor Lars doesn't have a fourth hot tub in his mansion because of Napster.
so have you seen? There's an amazing SNL sketch where they're doing like the trials for Napster, and that anybody, people are like showing up at the court hearing to get their money, right? And Conan O'Brien comes in as Right Said Fred, and they're like, because he wants money for I'm Too Sexy because of all the people that and they're like, sir, nobody downloaded that, but he's trying to get money for it. I will always think of that SNL bit. It's hilarious. Oh wait, okay, so Marianne looks like she's trying to
Marianne, I just wanted to let you know that I would have to agree with you. It is one of my favorite boards of all time, no question. In fact, stay tuned for when Tim and I do our top 10 best boards.
Oh yeah,
I don't be surprised if I get Rising Sun in there.
Hey, Chris, me too. And I do it proudly. Yeah, Marianne, I'm not going to answer this question because we are going to be doing that list in 2 weeks. And I don't want to spoil.
I agree with you.
I don't want to spoil. It's a fantastic question. So we're not
2 weeks,
dissing the
though.
question. It's a
No.
great question,
2 weeks.
but I know we're going to talk about it in the future. So
yeah, agreed. Well, Tim's been doing pretty well with the buffering tonight. This is like maybe the third time all night, and it's 2.5 hours into the stream, so I'm pretty happy with that.
I haven't buffered in a long time.
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're doing good. No, Mike, normally we don't plan 2 weeks out. It's just that we had a guy that had a really great suggestion last week. We forgot it this week. And then he came back on and was like, "Hey, this was," and Mike and I are like, "Holy shit, that's amazing! We need to do that."
Write it down.
So we wrote it down. But the thing is next week we've got a guest, and he's already picked what he wants his top 10 list to be. So we know it can't be next week. So by default, we have accidentally planned our list 2 weeks from now. We are never that good.
We were trying to make them think that we were excellent planners, is what we were doing. You
that's
spoiled it. Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yes, we absolutely do. And I planned it when I wrote it on this piece of paper along with the Barbie Girl music video I got to go watch for Chris's doppelganger.
Listen, so Mike, you got a little bit of homework tonight. Ooh. You need to find the Barbie Girl video. You need to screenshot a picture of Chris from that video
and put it in their Discord,
and put it in their Discord so that nobody knows except for the people that have been watching tonight. And they're going to be like, "What is this?" And I just hope to God I'm remembering that right, because otherwise I'm going to get a message from Mike at 7:30 in the morning saying, "Tim, you're full of shit. I watched that Barbie Girl video 3 times and we don't know what it, I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, I'm going to. It's written down. It's in the annals. Do you see this? Top 10 boards, etched in stone, and Barbie Girl music.
You've essentially etched that in stone. That's basically when Mike writes something down on that random piece of paper that's in front of him. That means that it's locked in.
It's also locked in that we're going to play Twilight Inscription and Lords of Waterdeep this year.
Yeah, and Looking for Trouble. I need to play that. I've never played it.
Okay. Me either. That means one of us has to get it.
Yeah, that's true. Chris, I don't remember if he's in
the.
It's the main singer, dude. It's the main guy, and so it's got to be the guy in the blue suit. I don't know. He's the main. He's the "Come on, Barbie, let's go party." It's that dude. You look. If I'm remembering correctly. I wonder if I could look it up on here without messing myself up too much. Let's see.
Yeah, we're not as sophisticated as our counterparts here. We do not have pictures for our stream yet. We'll be upgrading our capabilities soon. This is our 12th Whiskey Wednesday stream. We strive to be better.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I did have a crush on the chick from Aqua too.
That's why he remembers the guy who was actually pulling it. I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm bringing up the video now. Let's see.
Total jealousy is what it is.
Oh, I mean, kind of. He's bald, and he's got like a weird hair thing going on the side.
Do you have the screenshot?
Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to pause it in the right spot. Let me.
And then the fun part is, I don't know where he can post it that I can currently look at it. That's what sucks. We gotta get our screenshot capability going here soon.
Hold on, it'll show up as there we go.
Wait.
Not him.
Oh.
Him. Whoop, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
That's my girl. That's still my girl.
Oh.
And let's see. Oh, there he is.
What is that haircut?
I don't know. They're foreign.
I feel terrible that you compared Chris to this guy. That haircut is awful.
Yeah. So, here's what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. Chris was at the barber. He was getting a haircut, and he heard Wrath of Khan was playing. So he jumped out of the chair before they were done cutting his hair to go watch Wrath of Khan, and they left that strip there on both sides.
Oh, this makes perfect thematic sense now. I'm totally on board.
And I can say that as a bald guy, right? I can. And
Yeah.
that's the one
I
hairstyle I guess I could pull off.
Yeah, I actually got my ears lowered tonight, Tim. I'm not sure if you could tell. The beard's
Yeah,
actually trimmed. The hair's a little
yeah,
shorter. Got my ears lowered. It's a little
looking
shorter than
sharp.
what I'm used to, but when you're not using a Bic, results may vary.
Sure. Listen,
Am I right there, sir?
you can never go wrong with shorter. Shorter is always better.
It'll grow back.
Oh dang.
That's why Tim wears the hat.
Well, it's the glare. I don't want to blind people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Then we'd have buffering and saturation issues.
But here's the thing. If you look at this picture right here, you look at that picture at the bottom of your screen right there with the glasses, it kind of looks like the hair thing going around the side. And
embrace the glare. Lotion that thing up.
Yeah. Here's the other thing is that if you see Chris in person, he actually looks nothing like that dude. It's just that picture. And I don't know. It's something. It just gives me that Barbie girl vibe. That's all I can think of. But Mike, you still need to find a
I was going to say he is not immune from this screenshot going in the Discord. I will find the perfectly timed one because I'm weird like that, and it'll be hilarious. And my humor knows no bounds. If I think people will laugh, it's happening.
So now we have to find the musical doppelganger for Mike.
Oh, I'll already tell you. So when I was in college, I used to rock the chin strap beard. Which is just like the guy from why am I forgetting? Not the guy from House of Pain that then did his own stuff.
That was terrible.
If you don't know what it's like.
Yeah, it's awful. I hate that album.
I didn't like it either. I can't remember his name. I was told he was my doppelganger, my musical doppelganger.
No, but I meant the other Mike. I meant Mike Giuliano. But we can get you to
Everlast. Thank you.
Everlast.
I kept wanting to say Everclear, and I'm like, that's not it. That's not.
No, and that album was so and so sings the blues. Whitey Ford sings the blues, or something like that. Yeah, and
it wasn't.
As a blues fan, I'm like, nah, there's no blues on this. This is bullshit.
Full disclosure, I can sing better than this guy. So.
But you can't rap better than him because House of Pain was awesome.
Well,
come on.
You haven't seen me do Big Papa yet.
That's true.
40 Ounces of Freedom. Damn.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know what my issue is, but Bad Fish. Oh, dude, Bad Fish. Oh, that song. Woo, that song. That's my Sublime song. Whew. Great album.
Boy, we totally changed from a board game podcast to a music podcast tonight.
There's certain Tim knows how eclectic my music taste is. There are certain genres of music that I am very well versed in.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that like with Mike and I, we have a very wide and weirdly overlapping at times, like taste in music, and it kind of like our taste in board games, I guess, too. Really broad overlaps in different areas where maybe it surprises you. Oh shit, I can't do a rap battle, especially not now.
Epic rap battles of history. Tim versus Mike. Begin.
Yeah, I'm going to appoint a champion for myself. I'm going to get Dan to come and do it because Dan could do it. Dan could really do it. My rap would be like, my name is Tim, and I'm here to say I like rap music in a funky way. I do it in that like 80s teacher white guy, where I'm wearing like socks with sandals and shorts pulled up too high, like.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, no, it would be terrible for everyone.
I love where some of our streams end up. It's great. It's great. Wow.
It's the most fun. That's also a movie quote, but nobody will get. But that's okay.
Well,
it's a old movie with Bridget Fonda that nobody but my, I don't know, a few
Nobody but
people I
you.
know have seen. Yeah. It really is. It really is. Not to be like, well, nobody knows the movies I like. It's not even like it's a good movie, so it's not even worth bragging about.
Stop gatekeeping, Tim.
I know, I'm the worst. I will say though that Mike like totally guesses some things like that shocked me, like the Eastbound and Down with like Smokey and Bandit. Jonathan got that one too, which shocked me. But he said his parents had that on VHS, and I imagine as a kid, he knowing Jonathan, he probably hated having to watch that. So,
well, I don't know. I don't know if I was transitioning to an outro there or not. I kind of am.
I was wondering what you were doing there.
It's been a great stream. It's finally dipping down to 10 people, which I mean, we've had 15 strong for a couple hours now. I am super stoked about all the participation from everybody tonight.
Dude, I'm just so happy to see Mike and Chris over here like hanging out with us. Now we got to up our game, Mike, and we got to get over there and make sure we are loud and clear on their stream. It's a challenge.
There may be a challenge there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's going to be up to you and I to derail their podcast. Right?
They definitely successfully derailed us, but we derail ourselves all the time. The more comments you flood towards us, the more likely the derailment is, and the longer it will go.
Right.
Because we just feed off the comments so much. That's why
true.
We do it. We're on, I think, our 12th Whiskey Wednesday stream now, Tim.
You said that earlier. Yeah.
Like 3 months of doing this now, and
we're killing it.
I love every second of it.
We are killing it. And yeah, Chris, you just be prepared. It's just gonna be like rap battle. Every other comment.
Rap bottles of history.
But how'd you do that strange orange here? I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
Oh, he's talking about Mike doing the orange heart.
Oh, I see. He called him Googs. Got it. It's secret.
Oh, wow. He's got a secret orange heart emoji. Oh, that's serious. He's stretching and everything.
Oh, man. Holy cow.
Yawning.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's like that point where I either pour more and regret it tomorrow.
It's at that point.
Or I ride it down and coast into a nice, sleepy, warm bed where inevitably my 6-year-old.
Yeah, Tim gets up early. I get up particularly early on Wednesday. So we do not typically venture into the 3-hour stream time frame unless Mike's on the show. Which was awesome, by the way, and I have no complaints about how long that show went because it was awesome.
Oh my God, Mike, dude! If this was a Friday, Mike, I would pour more and I would spend another 3 hours talking to you because we had so much fun. I personally had so much fun. Poor Hot Mike over there, just sitting there watching you and I just run wild with God knows whatever we talked about, by the hour 4 of that show. But
yeah, Tim and I kind of accidentally limit ourselves with Wednesday as our day because we don't typically go past 11.
Yeah, but honestly though, Mike, we need to, when we don't have like game stuff going on, because I know you got like some game plans on Friday. Actually, if you're done in a reasonable amount of time, let me know. But I need to do more streams on like a Friday or a Saturday where I can just stay up really late and I don't care because and yeah, Mike, you be careful what you say, man, because we're gonna beg you to be back on and we're gonna hold you to that.
We've already invited all of you on, so
yeah,
they're gonna think we favor Mike if we have him on the second time before we have Chris and Katya.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but we're kind of waiting for Katya's like release stuff later.
Yeah, right? It would be cool to time it with that, even though we don't want to wait. But we think
so. We probably need to just have Mike on again before that, so that we could have somebody interesting, and I can come up with more hockey trivia that that you won't know, that he might know. But I went like really weird and obscure, but
a little bit.
I did. It's in this book. I was looking at it a little bit tonight. I was like, oh yeah, like this isn't board game stuff. What is? Oh yeah, that's when I was quizzing Mike on the hockey stuff. But hey, Chris, you and I could do Trek trivia. We could do Star Wars trivia. Chris, I have a feeling you and I are gonna overlap in different areas. You know, like that Mike and I overlap in. I think it'll be.
They will be
awesome.
different because I am not versed on a lot of sci-fi stuff whatsoever, unfortunately.
I am as deep into the sci-fi nerd culture stuff as I am the sports stuff, but I have devoted so much of my life to learning useless trivia. You know, what can you do? So you know, it's just it's being a well-rounded nerd is what it is.
I've devoted about half of my life to memorizing what football and baseball players can produce results that I require for my fantasy team. So that's the most geeky that I have gotten. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Mike helped me draft my fantasy football team, and I won my league this year. So
boom! That's right. Mike D's fantasy support does not disappoint.
But
I sucked at fantasy this year. Anyway.
Yeah, it's because you used up all your mojo on my team. So thanks for that.
Blew my wad on it.
Well, as always, guys, you all have been amazing. It was a very pleasant surprise to have Mike and Chris hop over and join us in the comments. Derail us anytime. And it was great to see all the regulars, right? Everybody else. And if you ever can't make it and you stream later, hop in our Discord. Let us know. You know, there's a chance we could do it on a different night. You know, we try to be accommodating, and you know, or we've talked about doing it not just on Wednesday, but Wednesday right. So it just kind of depends on the timing of what we got going on and stuff. Because sometimes we use Fridays to like play games. You know, that's kind of like our open game night, right, where we play with other people, and then Sundays we are pretty much dedicated to filming most of the day and doing junk like that. But you know.
Oh yeah, we'll switch up some days to get some fun guests on. That's for sure.
Yeah, or just add days if you know, if need be. But Mike, good job tonight. Fantastic list. You brought the energy.
Awesome.
You brought the fire. You brought the heat. You guys are amazing. It's a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, it's been awesome.
Oh, and Bobby, I guess we could do Sunday nights too. It's just. You know, I work but we could do Sundays. Bob could get on a Sunday night.
Yeah, right.
Bob
there on. You go. Yeah.
Then we'll get all his girlfriends on. That'll like triple our viewership.
Oh wow. Only yams. Woo!
All right,
we're talking
guys.
about a whole different kind of super chat.
No doubt. No doubt.
No diggity. No doubt.
Dude, Blackstreet. I mean, for me, just one good album. I don't know if they did anything after that, but
not much.
No Diggity was it, man.
That's right. I had to go on brand here. 90s all day, baby.
Now I'm going to go listen to Digital Underground while I fall asleep. I'm going to talk about Digital Underground while Tupac was still in with them. And yeah.
I got to go find that screenshot to post it in the Full 42 Discord.
Dude, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
And then I'm going to be like, hey, yo, white girl, come here. Are you ticklish?
It's fat girl. Yeah, I called you fat.
Dang
Look
it.
at me. I'm skinny. Never stopped me from getting busy. Come on. I could do Humpty Dance. I could do Humpty Dance all.
I got others, not that one.
Because in a 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear.
Talk about another guy that passed away recently.
Yeah, he did die recently, didn't he?
Yeah, sad.
All right. We gotta go. We gotta go.
We're still getting giggles out of us butchering 90s songs. We need a whole episode for that. Flashback Fridays coming soon. Tim and Mike's 90s karaoke hour.
I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Peace
To
out,
all
guys.
the ladies in the place with style and grace. Yeah, we're done. That's all. Till next time.
You guys are the best. I've been Tim.
I was Mike. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Too much fun.
Too much.